we'll go do that.
I am. Sheesh.
There we go.
I have plenty of money though, so I'm not too worried.
Yeah, okay. You are all, your ship is also coming due for maintenance period. That's every month.
Okay.
Just as a heads up.
Oh,
Oof.
what do you?
We're going to have to get this bounty quick.
Yeah.
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 You can. I'm assuming you can run past maintenance periods.
You can. Yeah, you can let it you can run past it. It just increases the chance of something going wrong. But that's part of the game. Yeah.
Well, our captain's a gambler, so
Yeah, it's true.
Honestly.
Very true.
that should really go. That should be a roll. That should be like a counter roll. You got a high enough gambler like that.
You can just What is going on? I feel like my blinds are closed. I don't know why I'm like standing in front of the sun.
Might as well be walking on the sun.
Oh, anyway, how's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Not
Alright,
too
let's
shabby.
get this party started. Stop.
Let's get this party started in here.
Yeah. Why don't we roll some 2d6s?
Ooh,
Alright, let's see if
9.
these ones will work.
7 for me.
2.
Goddamn.
I think it's on you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
Well, luckily I actually took notes, 2 pages of them, but they're in my stop and start style again. So, starting off last session, we headed to Borite, because that seems like a likely place for a hideout / stowage place for the smugglers. When we jumped into the system, immediately we got a distress call. So we headed to the signal. Gino scanned it a couple times. As we got closer, it turned out to be a Sindalian space station that was 2 millennia old. So it was an old place. It had 2 docking ports. We docked at one of them. Gino scanned it again and got 1 heat signature, possibly a Vargur, with no comms, and he was in poor health. We decided that I would stay back, or Lexian would stay back on the ship, while the rest went out to explore, and we stayed on comms the whole time. Went through the hallway first, and at the end of that found a room with a vac suit with a hole burned through it, looked like acid, with a decomposed human body. Gino recalled that there were things about the size of a large wolf that used acid to eat things. And then there were scratchings in the first room that say, "It comes," which is that's what she said, and other incoherent scribbles. At this point, I literally just started writing down the description of the rooms, which was second room had a large painting. It was a mess hall. Third room, terminals, desks, seemed like workroom. Fourth room, storage room, some mediocre rations. Fifth room, hall with 2 doors. Sixth room, another workroom. Seventh, more terminals and workstations. Finally, we got to a control room. It seemed like that's where the comms were. When they tried turning it off, a piercing screech was let out all over the comms, causing everybody to turn off their comms, except Jinx, and her sensitive ears got stunned for a second. Briar turns it off and immediately gets attacked. After Briar turns hers off, he immediately gets attacked. Then here I have comedy moment, Gino checking the comms relay while Jinx and Briar are in battle. Eventually they defeat said insect animal thing. and the shrieking on the comm and ends after I think what Gino fixed the comms or after the guy died. I forget which one. But,
After he died.
That
yeah,
was after he died.
yeah. Breyer got a new name for his shotgun, Hullcracker, after he shot the wall and it exploded into space. Went through a few more rooms. 9th and 10 were both engine rooms. In the second one, we found the Varger, brought him back to the ship. Then we started talking with him. He was a member of, I want to say, Ferric Red Thane, part of his bandit group that were raiding the planets. His name was Kirsch, and he was a ship captain, and he was abandoned on the station as kind of like not recoil. Brain can't think of the word, but he was left there. He tells us how to get a hold of, or how to like where everything's going. We headed off to Noricum, and then to the refueling sector that he told us about in 2118, and then we jumped to Thieve, where immediately we met a widow. Was it a widow or widowmaker? Widow.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we had a little bit of a shopping spree, which I think is where we've ended.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lexia knows 190 credits.
All right. Yeah, I think we left off with yeah, you guys just finished shopping.
Yep.
I
that
think we
sounds
had finished shopping. We were trying to figure out where to go next, weren't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's your objective on Thief?
I think that was the captain's decision.
Um, I know we knew one of the lords of Thieves had a kind of a almost a bounty out on Red Fang himself. It wasn't an official bounty, but he would pay for his head. So we were thinking about trying to get in touch with him, and then I think Kirsch said something about. Did he say something about possibly getting us on another ship or knowing some maybe people that might would know where they were going? Or I can't remember on that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, I forgot this part. I can't read my own writing, but they were a contact for Ferric Redthane on Thieve because he personally couldn't step there. And was it Mira?
Miria.
Mira. Yeah. Okay. They were a contact.
Overhand.
Yeah. I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. So she was on the planet to negotiate with like some other pirate kind of gangs, try to get herself and the rest of Red Thane's crew hired, like a part of that gang to functionally protect them from Derrican, Admiral Derrican, because Derrican wants him dead. But if he has like the kind of the backing of another gang, even like even if it's like a moderately sized gang, Derrican won't move directly on him, and we'll kind of just leave them be.
So I think were we heading down to because there was like Upper Thieves and Lower Thieves, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did we decide that she would probably be in Lower Thieves or Upper Thieves?
None of you decided, yeah.
Okay.
Weren't we going to the Admiral?
There it is.
To talk with him, or were we going to talk to her?
Well, I think the best way for us to get in touch with the Admiral would be to get in touch with her. I mean, I don't think just some random travelers can come down here, land, and ask for an invitation to speak to the Admiral, and he's going to let us.
Yeah. Particularly
But
this community group.
if we could convince Miro that she's on a fool's errand and that she should know that this is a lost cause and she's a pirate herself, she should know when to save her own tail. Um, we could might get her to turn against him, and then we would get an audience with the admiral with the intention of knowing exactly where he's at.
Know when to hold 'em. Know when to fold 'em.
No one knew. Walk right into the line of fire.
So Kirsch, where do you think she would be at? Are we looking at upper or lower here?
I mean, your guess is as good as mine. She's a slippery one, like a silver hand.
And you said she's trying to recruit other pirates.
No,
Right.
she'll likely be trying to earn or negotiate hers and Red Thane's way into another gang. That was what we were doing, was trying to show how effective and cunning we were as pirates to prove our worth to one of the more powerful gangs here, of which there are quite a few.
And seeing this, Red Fang already left a obviously valuable asset alive with all this information. Pretty well proves that taking him into another gang is not a good idea.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
So she's trying to speak to the admiral. I'd say maybe
No,
start with.
she'd be most likely avoiding the admiral because he's one of the people that wants Red Thane
Oh, that's
dead.
right. He's the
Yeah.
one that wants him dead. She's trying to talk to other gangs, but the heads of other gangs would. There's a good chance if they're the head of the gang, they would be upper as well. I would think if they're strong enough gang that they feel safe with them. So what do we say? We're already up on Upper Thief. Let's just start to here and head to the. Let's see, where would we be?
Would it be the Grand Hotel?
That's what I'm assuming. Or would there be a bar, like a higher end bar that's not labeled down there?
The Rose Pavilion? Would that
The
be
Rose
a bar?
Pavilion is a where's the description? It's like a fancy, expensive, and exclusive restaurant with many private booths for secretive discussions and deals.
I'm sorry, I meant it's an expensive and like exclusive restaurant with many private booths for secretive discussions and deals. I mean, at least that's what it says on the brochure. I've never been in myself.
Alright, what about the Grand Hotel?
I mean, look at it. It's rising like the sword of Damocles over the city. It's the biggest and best hotel on Thieves. It caters primarily to visitors from the Imperium. There are other hotels owned by the same consortium for pirates and thieves. So I don't stay there because, well, I'm a pirate and
This is Thief.
therefore also a thief, yeah.
So would we be looking more at the Mergen? Is that what that is? Mergen Consortium?
Morgan Consortium.
that is a
That is a mercenary group based on Thieves. It's actually their headquarters.
Okay.
Yeah, I
don't
mean, if
think
you're looking for, like, to hire some extra, if you've got a big enough wallet, pocketbook. I do know that the Admiral does have a table that he always has reserved at the Rose Pavilion. He's always there. Well, not always there, but if he's going to be having a nice meal, he's likely to be there.
And would you recognize Miro if we were to see Miro?
Myriad.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would she recognize you?
most likely, yes.
That could get a little ugly.
Yeah, probably. She's a bit of an asshole. Arsehole.
So what do we do to keep her from recognizing you? Because we kind of need you there to confirm things.
I need to get him a disguise.
What's he? What's he? He's a Varger, right?
Yeah, he's a Varger. He looks like. Where's his
Can,
token?
can we go back to the ship and like dress him up in Jinx's outfit and then go?
Here's Kirsch.
Oh yeah, he was the sad boy.
Yeah.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how you dress up a Varger.
Really big coats that cover him up completely. It's really about it.
I'm just
Problem is, if
thinking-
we're going into a high-end restaurant,
Yeah, that's not really acceptable.
I'm just thinking of like those puppy PJs that you can buy at like PetSmart and stuff.
He just keeps trying to walk backwards out of it.
Hmm.
hmm. So, is there any like particular things of note about the way the Varger dress or anything? Like, change something, make him less noticeable? Because I was like, if he's a human, we could like change his hair or shave his beard off or things like that.
Yeah. Is there anything? I know that they like dye their fur, so they'll like get tattoos, but because they have fur, you can't see their tattoos. So they'll dye the hair on top of their tattoos to like match the tattoos that they have. So like you could dye his fur basically and potentially like change his fur color, or yeah.
I mean, might be a bit risky, but I imagine they'd have some kind of disguising kits or disguising like abilities down at the kind of like the run down part of town or the downtown. What is it called again?
The lower
Up
section.
city and lower city, lower section, yeah,
Yeah.
because that's where all the thieves and
Lower city.
lower city,
Haha,
yeah,
haha, nice one. Haha,
that's where all the thieves and pirates are. So
haha.
they might be able to find a disguise down there.
We could, and it wouldn't hurt to just check the bar there before we go into the place that's going to be a lot more difficult to pass ourselves off into.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll be fine, but
maybe get
You
some
know.
information.
Yeah, I mean there are tons of bars, kind of like all over the place. Tux is TUKS is one of the better known and usually slightly safer bars in the lower city.
well, I mean,
Worth checking out.
yeah. If we're looking for somebody to make up a disguise, find a lead on that at the bar as well.
Yeah,
Hope we don't run
and
into the right hand there. Miria?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
hmm.
Well, I think we should make it a note as we walk into places to keep Kirsch behind us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And
I was just gonna ask real quick. Did Jinx get a severe case of PTSD and she's just kind of silently following us behind?
Jinx is probably back on the ship. Yeah. With some foodborne illness.
Okay.
Last night's slop was not too good.
Yeah, it was a little too sloppy.
Or I'd like to imagine we had like we bought some kind of dessert and there was too much chocolate in it, and so now we're seeing
Yeah.
that.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Wait,
so you heading to
wait,
the lower city? Oh,
Wait a second. Wasn't she drinking alcoholic hot chocolate on that other planet?
That's what it was. So it just took a couple
There you
weeks.
go.
Yeah, took a couple weeks to take effect. Yeah.
Um, I mean, well, I know we couldn't pull this off in Upper City, but Lower City, like, do Vargers wear like hoodies and shit?
Oh yeah,
Space
yeah. You can wear
space
like a
pirate
hoodie.
Vargers?
Yeah, you wear like a cloak with a hood or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I was
definitely do
thinking.
that.
So he's at least not immediately recognizable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He puts his hood up, keeps his head down.
Yep.
Give him
Yeah,
a gun, right?
yeah. I think you guys got him or gave him a revolver. Got him a revolver.
Okay.
Yeah, a revolver.
I'm really tempted to go back to the ship and get Hull Cracker.
Well, yeah, no, because the primary person who didn't want it is not here right now, so
Captains. Yeah,
My sawed off, it'll be okay.
yeah.
with even more penetration.
I would say, just saying, Hull Cracker technically has negative penetration. So.
Yeah.
But no, my sawed off will be fine.
All right. Yeah, so you head down to the lower city and to Tux. When you walk in, it's kind of dirty, but for the most part, it's like well maintained at least. And the bartender, you notice, is this like four-legged, almost like horse-faced creature that you guys would know of as a Kree, which is K. I'll put it in the chat. Kree.
Jaffa. Jaffa Kree.
It's Kree, who are basically, what's the quickest way to describe the Kree? You will all know they are like they are militant vegans.
Oh,
As a species, they think any species that eats meat is like of lesser and is not worthy of existing. Tuck, for the most part, is not out here killing people, but as a society, the Kree are pretty violent in terms of wiping out species that eat meat.
We don't eat meat because it hurts things, but
Yeah,
we will commit genocide on things that eat meat.
yeah,
fair
And
and
kill
valid.
it as long
Exactly.
as you don't eat it.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, they are an interesting. So let's see. What does the Traveler Wiki have to say? Extreme monophobes.
Monophobes.
Yeah. Thing interesting to say. Free morality and ethics. Perhaps the most visible and outwardly visible sign of Kukri philosophy is their incredibly welcoming social behavior. Kukri are openly welcoming to guests and have a long tradition of hospitality. If a Kukri is your friend, it will be your best friend. However, if one steps over one of the lines of Kukri propriety, a Kukri will just as quickly become your worst enemy.
I love how the Kree logic is they will be the most outward friendly people, and as soon as you pull out a piece of meat and eat it, they will shotgun you in the
It's
head.
just their, yeah.
No hesitation.
Kukri have an average level of socioplasticity or tolerance about most matters, except for that of diet. The eating of animals is an overwhelming taboo and will quickly offend a Kukri, as well as possibly invoke a vendetta. Foreign merchants, ambassadors, and visitors are advised to avoid meat consumption while in Kree space.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And he's the bartender?
She's the bartender, yeah.
She's the
And
bartender.
proprietor, yeah.
All right, so there's going to be no meat on the menu. Noted.
No meat on the menu, no.
When we step out, it looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
That's
I'm sorry. I can't help it.
You know what? I'm gonna start making a tally.
Well, put it at like 5, because that's, I think, where I'm at now.
All right.
So I'm
Yeah, so I
assuming
mean,
this is kind of a walk in and just find a place to sit sort of place.
yeah, definitely.
Birds are going ham.
Sorry, I don't know why y'all can hear that so well. I'm gonna adjust my mic sensitivity real quick.
Are you using noise suppression in Discord?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just overcoming that amount of background noise.
Yeah, apparently they're pretty loud buggers.
The other thing you guys could do is, to start like an investigation. You could post up at the bar for like a couple days and just kind of like be spacers that are hanging out and on shore leave, and kind of gossip, pick up rumors and gossip with like other patrons and things like that. Like that sort of investigation might take a couple days, might take anywhere from like 1 to 4 days of just kind of trying to figure out um getting rumors. That's probably a fairly safe way because you're just chatting at the bar, versus like going out and finding, like, just grabbing someone off the street and trying to intimidate them could cause you a lot of trouble if you grab the wrong person, but it would probably work a lot quicker. um Trying to bribe someone, there are other options you guys have for investigating where Miria is.
I'm
Hmm.
cool with the post up at the bar solution.
Yeah, do some gossip and figure out what we can learn from that.
Yeah, does someone want to give me a carouse with intellect check?
Oh, I think our carouser's back on the ship.
Yeah, she is.
Is the carouser, isn't she?
Yeah, I don't have anything into it.
That's one of the face abilities I still have to try and get at some point.
Corral. I think I might have corral.
Or streetwise.
Oh, nope.
Although carouse
Uh,
is hang at the bar.
Zero
I was gonna say
streetwise.
streetwise I'm at 0, but carouse. You said
That's,
you're at 0 at carouse.
Yeah.
Well, you roll carouse. Kirsch has streetwise too. He can go. He can like kind of set off and start walking around town and trying to like meet with his his like criminal contacts to see if he can find anything out. If you'd like.
yeah, I have a persuade at 0. I have a diplomat of 1. I'm good with rich people, not poor.
Yeah,
I don't
he
deal
says
with
that at the bar. Who are you calling poor, asshole? You're drinking here same as me.
As
I
I'm
mean,
sipping on my Churchill martini.
Yeah.
Man, how does that work? How do you get a Churchill martini in Thieves? Like, do they know which direction Earth is? Because you're supposed to tip the glass toward Italy. That's how they make Churchill martini
Oh,
for
I don't
for
know.
the vermouth.
Yeah.
it just always comes with a little GPS to point you towards Earth.
Yeah. Galactica, yeah.
It's got a
Compass.
Galactus compass.
Yeah.
It's like built into the top line.
Yeah, do you want to make a carouse check?
Uh, who's doing the check?
Thank
You're
you.
the only one with it.
I don't have correct.
Do you have
They
it
say
at
carouse
Do you
0?
have it at 0?
No, I don't
Oh,
have it. Period.
okay.
I have streetwise at 0, and I also have 0
Mm.
intellect. So
Oof. I mean,
We
can
really
I
needed our gambler slash partier here.
Yeah.
uh
um,
could I go with Kirsch while he walks around, or would that
Sure.
not be a good idea?
Yeah. Do you want to roll your streetwise?
All right, I have a streetwise at 0, and do I add anything to that?
Your intellect.
Intellect of 1.
And then why don't one of you two who are staying at the bar just roll a carouse check, even with the minus, just to, you never know. You could roll 2 6s.
Is it carouse with
Intellect, yeah.
intellect? The heck?
So I
all
rolled.
my things say -3. Oh well, I'll fix that.
I rolled a 9.
9. Oh.
Ooh, I thought that was decent.
It was, but yeah.
Oh no.
The DC on this one is fairly high.
Ow.
Josh, do you want to roll or do you want me to roll?
For the carouse, I'll roll
Yeah.
because I got a 2 in intellect.
Okay, yeah.
It's not good though, guys. I rolled a 6, and it'd be a -1 on that, so 5. I did
Okay.
not carouse.
Yeah.
So I do have another idea though. Question:
Yeah, go for it.
Is this place well enough staffed to keep up? Is it like does it look like everything's overran and she's running behind?
Nah, she runs a pretty tight ship. Yeah,
Oh,
or pretty tight bar. Yeah, it's pretty well maintained, well run. That does take you with like you're kind of like you guys are because you don't know when you set out to do it whether or not you're going to be successful. So you end up spending 2 days just like trying to carouse and to walk around meeting contacts and Lexian's going with Kirsch and like trying to meet up with his contacts, but you guys don't get much in the way back.
Well, this has proven to be unfruitful.
does seem to be the case. Um,
The other option is to try to pull someone from the street and intimidate them, because we might be able to actually get away with that.
isn't that its own skill?
Mm-hmm.
Intimidate.
Or does it fall under other things?
I thought intimidation was a skill.
Can I try something?
Yeah, what you got?
Could I? Well, I don't know. Would it apply to me or no? I think it would be me. Could I try giving myself inspiration through psionics?
I don't know. Can you target yourself?
Through
Yeah.
both mental and physical activities, psionic enhancement can lead to flashes of inspiration, dexterous fine-tuning, and momentarily toughened physique. Inspiration adds a DM +2 to any one check the traveler attempts within the next minute.
Oh, yeah, you can do that. Sounds like you can do it
So it would
yourself.
be an average of 8 plus awareness check for 1d seconds with my psi with a psi cost of 1.
Mm-hmm.
So
What are you going to do with that?
I was going to make another streetwise check.
Okay, that's going to be a new couple days. But
Well, I
you can do
thought
that.
we had already spent 2 days here
Yeah,
just kind of trying, and then we
Streetwise.
failed.
Yeah, so you can continue trying.
So, okay. So I would like to try again. So psionics is currently a +1.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if,
I was gonna say we're gonna have to work on this because I don't know what I'm doing here.
Oh, that's okay.
So it'd be an average of 8. So I just have to reach 8 with a +1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For your psionics check?
For my psionics check.
Yeah.
And then in parentheses it says 1d seconds, comma, psi.
Gotcha.
So I'm guessing that would be for
yeah,
how
you're
long?
adding that's how long it takes. That's how long it takes to do it, and then the psi is you're using your psi rating.
Oh,
Okay.
I forgot that. Are we able to use we're able to use our luck with things, right? Are we allowed to spend our luck on rolls?
Yeah, I think so.
I kept thinking that was Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
I
think you could do it there.
Yeah.
I can't remember what how the luck worked in this game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
do
keep
remember that from Call of Cthulhu.
I keep thinking of the Call of Cthulhu where you could spend a certain amount of luck
On rolls.
on rolls, and then it's like, well, I kind of want to do that, but all right, well, I accidentally rolled and got a 9, so that's a +1. So that's 10.
Well, that works. I mean, you got to use
Yeah.
your
He's also
Jedi
helping.
abilities at some
Yeah.
point.
Well, that's
Yeah.
just for my
Yeah.
inspiration.
You oh that's for the
That's just for
inspiration,
the
not for the
inspiration.
streetwise.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that
Okay.
means a +2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now, okay. So now I make the streetwise check, which is a 0 plus my intellect, correct?
Yeah, and then he's helping you, so rather than him rolling, you can get a boon, so you can roll an extra d6, and you just you just remove the lowest.
Awesome. All right. So I'll roll 3d6.
And then let's see, if you want to spend luck, you can also you can spend it to add a dice modifier. So you can spend however many points of luck you have to add plus X to the roll.
Nah. I
I
think
think
I
it's
should.
typically supposed to be
Yeah.
before.
I should be good here.
Okay.
So I'm rolling 3d, taking the top 2 and then adding 2 to it.
Yeah. Because you get 2 from your
Inspiration.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then I'm adding my intellect onto that as well, so +1.
There you go.
Okay.
Plus 3 ones.
All right. So I rolled a 4, a 5, and a 1. So I'm dropping the 1. So 9 plus 3, 11.
Okay. Cool.
Is
does,
this a
yeah.
Jedi mind trick then? Since this is like a streetwise
That's what he's doing,
time
yeah.
thing.
Hey, you want to buy some death sticks?
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
Yeah, I'll say death sticks.
You want to
I
go
wanna
home
go
and
home
rethink your
and-
life.
We're at home and rethink my life. Kirsten, what did you just do to him? That was fucking weird. It takes another 2 days, so you guys spent 4 days, but you kind of the first 2 days you put some feelers out, and then those next 2 days people are like, some of the contacts started coming back to you, and you do get word that Miria did come into she came into town about 4 days ago, about the same day, like probably the same day you guys landed, and she's kind of been reaching out to 2 gangs in particular. She's been reaching out to Peter or Petr Valis. I'll put his gang.
Bitter Veils.
It's all caps. Petr Valis. And Hroll Irontooth, who is Nazlan. Those 2 guys. I just copied it from the headings on the PDF, so they're all caps.
So we don't have to yell whenever we're talking to them. They're not Peter
No.
Valis.
No, you're good. Yeah. Oops.
I guess does Kirsch know either of them?
He knows of them, but not them personally.
So he wouldn't know how to get us in touch with them if we wanted to get in touch with them.
No, I mean he could probably try to get in touch with them. He could try to get in touch with Admiral Derricane if you really wanted to. Whether or not the Admiral would respond or they'll respond is anyone's guess. But who would
If
you? Yeah.
if I put the message together for him, could he
Mhm.
deliver it based on that? And if I did
Yeah.
that, would I be able to use my diplomat skill?
Yeah. That'd be like how you word the message. Yeah. As far as Kirsch is concerned, he's like, but I will have to give it to one of the underlings. I can't go deliver the message directly to any of them. So, I could try to have one of my mates pass it on, but I can give them a message for you to pass on, which hopefully they would.
So do
You
we
have-
just want to send a message to all 3, or do you guys think we're best off going with one?
Hmm. We might be best just doing one for now. Just because it reduces the chances of any betrayal or them turning around and being like, hey, blank and blank was asking for y'all. Or asking
So if we try-
information about you.
if we tried to get in touch with the Admiral, we really need access to Myria. And I don't know if he would be able to get access to Myria, but these two that she's contacting, if we could get one of them to call her back in,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't know, is there bad blood between these two gangs and the Admiral's gang? Is that why she's looking at them?
No, not between Peter and Kroll. They like and the Admiral. He doesn't have a problem with either of them.
Okay, so there's really no advantage for them going against him unless they think they can overtake him. So if they,
Yeah,
but if
which yeah, like even Kirsch knows like there's no way that either of them could take down the Admiral. He's like the strongest pirate on the planet, pretty much.
so they would be interested in garnering favor with him then.
Potentially,
Okay.
but unlikely. They have their own designs and stuff.
Trying to think about how to get them to, because we need one of them to basically call her back and have us there and then just turn her over to us.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we need a bargaining chip of some kind.
Yeah, we really don't got the cash to be throwing at people like this.
Yeah. Maybe we could go to one of them and try to call in a favor and be like, hey, if you're willing to do this, we're willing to do something for you. It's kind of just dependent on if they're willing to. And of
Was
course,
there was a bounty on that? Did the Admiral put a bounty on Red Fang's head as well?
No, it's just known that he wants him dead, but there's no
Okay.
active bounty.
It's just more like, hey, this would be a good idea to
Or-
let him know that you did this, cause
It's not even widely known that he wants him dead. Really, it's Kirsch knows that because Kirsch was part of Red Thane's gang, and they were like sort of kicked out of the Admiral's sort of like overall organization. So it's not even like streetwise. It's not even known on the street really that
so
the Admiral wants
so
him dead.
Peter and Kroll wouldn't know then, most likely.
Not probably not really. Yeah.
Okay, so we could, if we get on that information, then Miria probably holds less water because maybe she's not giving them the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what we do. We just write a letter letting them know, her machinations, and if they would be interested in making sure that she's not causing them problems with somebody they don't want to make problems with. Would
possibly
be happy.
might.
Yep, we could be happy to take her off their hands. We want to go
Yep.
with that.
Yeah, I think so. Might be our best course of action.
Okay.
Don't have much else going for us.
Is it just me or is Henry pulsing right now? Like his
I am.
camera.
There's
Yes.
something was
Oh,
I don't know what
okay.
it was, but it might have been like the sun going behind a cloud. But yeah, the shadow and the light was like, yeah, going
Yeah,
in and out.
because you just got like really really pasty, and then just like went back to normal. Really really pasty, went back to normal, and it
I
just
don't know what's happening. My blinds are closed, but for whatever reason, the sunlight today is particularly
harsh.
pungent. Yeah.
Well, could we possibly use the information that we know that the admiral wants what Red Thane dead to possibly get an audience with him and be like,
Mm.
hey, if like if we can use your name just a little bit, can we get like we'll take care of this problem for you
Mm.
or something to that effect. I don't know. I'm not a diplomat.
I mean, yeah, that could be an option too. Let him know that we're on the track for Red Fang and we have some pretty good leads. And if he would be okay with us throwing his name around, it would probably be helpful. And we'd be happy to do all we can to get him confirmation of Red Fang's death.
Hmm.
So if I'm sending 3 letters out, do you want me to make 3 rolls?
Yeah, why don't we do that?
3.
Yeah,
Oh,
for each person. Yeah.
okay. So we'll
Do we need to call it
start
out
yeah.
with
first?
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me know who you're sending the letter to first, and then roll, and then yeah.
Start with the admiral,
Sure.
and will this be diplomat and intellect?
You can do diplomat and social.
Diplomat and social. My intellect's better. Can I use
Yeah.
I? Okay.
No, he's a yeah.
All right.
It would be social with him. You can use
Okay, that
intellect with
works.
the other two, but he yeah. There's a reason you would use social with him.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So for him, I've got a 4 plus 2 would be a 6. Um, and then Peter next,
Go for it.
Mhm.
and that one will be with intellect. So that'll be a plus 3. So I've got 6 plus 3 would be 9. And then the one I send to roll B, that is a 6 plus 2. That's 8 plus 3, 11.
Nice. So what are your messages to them? Like
To them, basically that uh, we've heard rumor that Miri has been in contact with them on Red Fang's behalf, and that we didn't know if she had divulged the information that the Admiral is currently seeking Red Fang's head. And we would be happy to, if they don't know that information, we would be happy to keep their hands clean of it, take her off of their hands, because we're looking for Red Fang.
gotcha. Okay. Cool. What was your role for Peter? Sorry, I forgot that
It
one.
was a 9.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 6, 9, 11.
All right. Yeah. And then you're just gonna hang out at the at Tux or
Yeah,
back
might as
on the
well
ship
hang
or
out there.
where?
We can keep looking out and seeing if there's people, anybody of
Okay.
note that comes in.
Yeah. You guys also spent well at least 2 days. Some two of you may have spent like 4 days hanging out at the bar. So I think you probably accrued a bit of a tab. Um, Probably like 300 credits worth of drinks over the course of 4 days.
That's
I'll
fine.
grab that.
Okay.
And then I will be right back as we await their responses.
Man, it really sucks that none of us picked up any like good street ability.
Well, we do have those good street abilities. Unfortunately, the person who has them is not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be the high end face. She's supposed to be the low end face.
I'm the
And I
muscle.
think
I am
you're
only the
the
muscle.
muscle.
That is it.
And then Pryor is the, right so far, you're the broker type guy. So if we need to
Uh,
buy and sell things.
broker, deception, advocate. That's what I
Yeah,
have.
you make deals.
Yeah. I'm
Not always
mainly
honest.
yeah. No promise on an honest deal, but I can make a deal.
No, because so far I've got diplomat, persuade, and steward.
Hmm.
Persuade can be used different places, but diplomat and steward is pretty much for rich people.
Right.
And I have a shit ton of zeros, but not very many high numbers.
I'm a little
I've
bit
got
in the same boat.
I've got a handful of ones, and then my medic is a 3.
I'm like all ones and zeros. Like literally everything is a 1 and 0. I'm working on my first 2.
I want to use my leadership, but like, my God, it doesn't really seem that applicable to most things.
I'm assuming as we get bigger, it will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he kept describing it as leadership is more for use like in battles and
yeah, it's a
stuff.
combat thing.
Yeah, so like that would help out there. I also somehow have leadership of 1.
Yeah, I was just hoping it could be like a mini guidance and like team situationships, but not really.
Just in combat.
Yep.
But even then, it's, I think, mostly for initiative. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I
You
mean,
can use it for like checks and things too, I think.
in a
Yeah.
game where you can one tap someone, initiative is pretty important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, he takes the messages. It's the space future. He puts them, he has you write them up, send like the Word docs to him, and then he sends them off. And 2 hours later, your tablet bips for Gino with basically a time, today's date, this evening, so like 6 p.m. Rose Pavilion.
Well, that sounds like. I mean, I
Signed
guess I could.
Admiral Derrican. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we got a dinner date. Do do we think all of us should go, or just a couple of us? Don't want to seem intimidating in this situation.
I don't really think we'd be intimidating to him. I feel like we're a little too unknown for that.
Yeah, he could probably just wipe us out if he really wanted to, if he thought we were intimidating him.
Probably
This is
also has a
true.
ton of guards.
Yeah, especially in a high-end area. Uh, probably, I mean, just the widows would
Yeah, one
probably
widow.
all just
Mm-hmm.
be all over the place. So, I mean,
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. We can all walk in there pretty easy. Well,
Definitely go to the ship and drop off because like we're not supposed to have guns there, right?
well,
Or
didn't
we
we just
really
go from the high port or the high city to the low city? So, I mean, we
Yeah,
would still
fair.
have all of our weapons that we were carrying in the high city.
That's fair. Yeah. We'll have to see what the restrictions are on the pavilion. They might
they
have
could.
a hmm,
They, they might possibly have a weapons check at the door too.
They
yeah.
might, yeah.
They'll probably hold her stuff pretty well though. I mean, I highly doubt someone's gonna steal anything.
I
Or
should go
too.
get cleaned up though. I mean,
Yeah,
I know we're talking about pirates, but we're still talking about high-end pirates.
that's true. Do we have any fancy clothing? Does anyone have anything nice to wear?
I mean, I'm always in a suit, so I'm good.
I got the clothes on my
Fair.
back.
Maybe we swing by and get some. Don't have to be suits, but something a little.
Something a little nicer.
Yeah.
Something to wear for future meetings. How much would
I
fancy
totally
nice?
recommend the Protect suits. I don't know if they make them in other styles.
That's what you
Mhm.
have, right? Yeah.
Yep, they look
And,
good
and
and
it,
they're durable.
yeah, so you're probably fine walking in with your protect suit.
It's probably a fairly common
Hmm.
attire.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely it's like there's definitely tailors in the Emperor City that you could go to if you wanted to get something like that.
You can also get them like mine, where they're stainers, they're self cleaning and self repairing.
Oof.
Self cleaning. That's good. I like that.
Yep, I paid extra for
Ah, okay. Yeah.
that.
Yeah. One sec. Um, yeah. So you what's the plan for everyone to kind of go try to get some clothes?
Yeah, I
Yeah, I'm
think I'd go
assuming
get
does.
something nice.
I was going to say, does Briar have any nice clothes other than the Navy uniforms?
I mean, I'd have like probably an
Oh, Brian might.
Imperial Navy uniform, but I don't think that would bode very well for pirates.
Probably not.
Probably
Yeah,
wouldn't
that
like to
might be
see Imperial.
counterproductive.
Not only that, but a Navy officer uniform. I don't think they'd like
So,
that.
question.
Yeah, go
This
for
guy
it.
has the title of Admiral.
Uh-huh.
Is that just a like taken name, or is he actually an admiral in like some sort of capacity, like in like the Imperium or something?
Well,
You
Admiral stands for fleet, right?
The
yeah, who you were asking? Yeah.
this was just in general.
Mm.
Like, it's just a thought that I had. Like, is
Yeah.
he like
Oh.
an actual admiral, or did he just take the name?
I, I'm assuming there's a decent chance it's just a taken name, but the man does command a whole gang, which is technically a fleet of ships. So,
Yeah.
in all respects, it's a correct title.
Yeah,
Could
probably
we
something we'd have to.
could we also have been looking on our tablets to see if there was any information on the admiral
There's
in?
definitely not. Well, yeah, I don't think there's information like in the ship's computer on Admiral Derrican. But Kirsch would let you know that yeah, he was an Imperial naval admiral, and he basically took, at least as the stories go, whether or not these are accurate, um, he he basically just left the service. Like he was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna take 15 naval military vessels and just go be a pirate." And for whatever reason, the crews of those 15 ships joined him. So his gang is like half just born and bred pirates and half ex-naval officers and
Hmm.
naval personnel.
So Briar looks good, and would
Oh,
he have served with my at the same time as my dad then?
would
Maybe,
I?
yeah. No,
Would I?
Admiral, yeah.
Would I know anything about this? Because I assume this would be a big, like,
Yeah, that's probably like a story at least.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just an admiral and 15 naval vessels just disappearing,
Just left,
I,
yeah,
and then all
just
of a sudden
look
there's
good.
this pirate gang captain named the
mhm.
Admiral.
The Admiral Derrickane is same name as the admiral
Yeah.
that went AWOL. Yeah. No, I mean
And
it'd probably be a known thing among the Navy. Yeah.
So
and
so every time you say his name, I want you to be saying Deckard Cain because it sounds way too close to me, and I just keep imagining us getting to the restaurant and him like waving at the seats and being like, "Stay a while, listen."
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
was rumored to be a part of the Imperial.
No, he was an Imperial naval officer. Yeah, I guess you
Ah,
would know that. You would know that. That's a good point. That
okay.
would have been known enough information.
Because I mean, okay.
Or probably
I mean,
also rumors. I don't know. I mean, that's not necessarily something the Imperial Navy would like want out there, but those are like rumors that have been spread around, you know, the Navy for a while. So you would at least have
yeah.
heard those rumors. You're maybe not by name, but like an admiral that went AWOL, and you're like, oh, that matches stories I've heard.
Okay. So actually, hmm, probably still not best to keep. Yeah, probably not best to wear my uniform, but maybe keep my like badge or whatever and just like tuck it away so that I could be like, hey, I also did the same route as you.
Keep some medals on
Hopefully.
your jacket.
Yeah, because I'm an officer, so I'd have it not on my jacket, but like keep it on my person.
Well, I
Maybe
would assume, like most ex-military people, you probably still carry your dog tags on
Yeah, I what exactly are dog tags in
you
are
in
they hollow
this
space.
dog
In
world?
tags?
space.
Hollow dog tags.
It's probably like one
Yeah,
of those the Star Wars like code cylinders, right? You just
yeah, like a
like
little
a
metal
USB
chip.
stick, yeah. A little mini black box.
I'd like to think, yeah, I'd like to imagine it's like a little chip box that's like a hologram, and it brings up all of your information, and so you can kind of
Yeah.
just like hand it to someone, and they can check its specs.
But everybody would still wear it the way dog tags are worn, and it's just a little chip on like a necklace.
Which no,
Right.
it's on your shoulder. It's a chip. Um, but
God.
Hey, I didn't make that one. You cannot write that down for me.
he set me up though. It's still his fault. Um,
All right, it's gonna be a new one. It's Het pun and then Het's influenced pun.
there we go.
Oh, come
There we
on.
go. I accept that. We wouldn't be in this situation if it weren't for you. What the fuck am I looking for? There it is. 74. Yeah. So you guys were talking about your outfits though?
Hmm. How much would a nicer, just like a basic nicer suit run me? Because I have
I
cloth
mean,
armors, so I just wear it underneath it.
yeah, I mean the
Well,
protect suit that no, I think the protect suit can't really have armor underneath it because it's oh you do wear your cloth armor underneath your protect, don't
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Which is kind
As
of
long as
weird.
it's TL12 cloth armor, you can wear it underneath.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I might as well just buy a protect suit too then.
Because that gives you +8 on your armor.
Oh,
Right.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
just do
total
that.
because it's a +4. That's 500 credits.
Okay.
How do you have it tailored? What does it look like? Is it just like a business suit, or do you make it kind of naval officer looking?
Um, hmm.
And what color?
Yeah, you
I,
you could totally
navy
go.
blue.
Navy blue, yeah.
Um, I probably decorate it to be a little more like Imperium officer kind of, not like a exact replica, but kind of like that
Yeah.
style.
Kind of cut the same way, same sort of
Do you,
collars and things.
do you keep your bars? Because you were a sub lieutenant, right? So you would have. That's kind of like a
Mm.
second lieutenant. So that would be like the 2 bars or 1 bar, however that works. I think it's two
Uh,
bars.
I think you
hmm.
lose bars as you go up, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think so.
Hmm. I feel like I'd wear it slightly differently just because I'm, turned to pirate at this point.
Yeah, but you left honorably. You left with your rank, so you could totally wear
Yeah.
it. Just the bars on your shoulders. You're not looking at putting everything else on there.
Hmm. Let me think. Would my character? Yeah, I actually think my character would probably keep it decently close. More civilian like
Hmm.
though. Or I should say comfy.
Any artistic flares?
Um,
Side cape? I
Three,
mean,
th-
Gundam
three
side
Adidas
capes are all the
stripes.
rage.
Side cape, yeah.
something with his sword. His sword is his big thing.
Side cape. You put that on the same side your sheath's on. Covers up the sheath.
Ooh, that would be fun.
And then when you get ready to fight, you flip that arm back and
It's
uncover your
dramatic.
sword and draw it.
Yeah.
Dramatic. Okay, yeah, we're doing that. The dramatic cape flop.
I forget, is your prosthetic visible?
Yes, it's
Okay.
it's clearly a prosthetic.
Yeah, so then the
Yours
side
is
cape also kind of covers the prosthetic as well. And you can
So robot
or do you
mode
want it on
on.
display? Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I'd probably have the outfit cover up my arm, and you can see my hand, but you wouldn't see
Hmm.
my whole arm.
Wear a glove like Luke Skywalker. And just,
Well, I can't take the
Well,
Jedi role. It's
yeah.
already
Let's say.
filled.
Hold on. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be Luke Skywalker.
I'll have to
Michael
think about
Jackson.
dramatic flair. Go Michael Jackson route. All right.
Yeah, one glove. There you go. Just you have to bedazzle it. Okay, cool. How about Lexian, Mr. Fala?
Mr. Poor Man.
Oh, I got you. Get something nice.
um,
This is going to get us paid, so it's worth it.
hopefully. Ooh, I, I, I don't like thinking of clothing.
Yeah.
Because, like, I have a style in my mind and I don't know how to describe it. Because it almost would be kind of Jedi-like.
I
Except, almost kind of, Obi-Wan Kenobi in Episode 3. When he drops down on Utapau and says hello there.
Mm.
Kind of styled that way. I don't know if that is the correct thought that I had.
There's yeah, Briar's half tape.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much. Pretty much.
There you go.
Nope, they were everywhere in Gundam Wing. That was like part of the standard uniform, I think.
All of them are just close-ups on his face. Why can't I find an actual picture
Of the hello. Did you
of his
Google the
outfit?
hello there?
Yeah, Obi-Wan
Yeah.
Kenobi, hello there.
See, there's with the sword and the gun.
There you go.
Cape goes over them.
That looks nice.
So you're looking for dressy Obi-Wan?
Or like Clone Wars Obi-Wan. Here, let's do this one. Let's see this one. Okay, it's just gonna take you to the Star Wars Battlefront wiki. But, yeah, where is it? There we go. That.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
kind, that kind of like a robe type thing.
Like a tunic.
Yeah.
We still got to get you a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
I
they
know.
sell lightsabers here?
They might.
I'll totally buy one. How much do they cost?
A couple thousand.
Is it like like a side blade?
Yeah,
Yeah,
when I checked, it was a couple thousand.
that's
Yeah.
okay. I got it. We're gonna get paid.
Where are they on the let's see. There we go, side blade.
uh,
They're 30,000. They are
Oh, damn.
but and
Yeah.
they're TL16, so no, I don't think they're
Oh,
available here.
I was like,
So we'll have
I
to
know
go
that they
back
were
to.
stupidly expensive.
We'll
Yeah.
have to go back to the planet of your Jedi masters. Buy one there.
I don't think so. I just accidentally scrolled through my photos that I had. I was looking at the psionics, and I found
Mm-hmm.
the other character photo that I wanted to use.
Yeah.
Bananakin. Uh, but essentially, yes, I would like to look like Obi-Wan there.
Okay.
So
Cool.
would that just be cloth armor? TL12 or whatever it was.
No, because cloth armor like does look like armor. It's probably
Oh,
still be a protect suit, just tailored that way.
okay.
Yeah.
And then just I wasn't looking at the thing, and I don't know if I have it open. I do not. The what was it, PDF that had all the images in it, or the
That's 500 credits.
oh, okay. I will add
How
that to
much? How much would TL12 cloth armor be?
Oh,
75, 750 credits.
So 1250 for both.
Yeah.
How about we get you both? Get you set up. You're a muscle.
okay.
We can't have
Uh,
you going down.
well, that just multiplied how much I owe.
Oh, we'll probably not worry about this. We gotta get
Uh,
you outfitted.
you won't.
We'll just
Lexian
take it out of
will.
the. We'll take it out of the paycheck whenever we get paid.
Yeah, so far he's down over almost what 1,400 credits,
Hmm.
which doesn't seem like much, but when you actually have zero money,
When you
literally
have nothing,
zero
yeah.
money,
God.
that is a lot.
We're looking at like what a million
Two and a
credits,
half
Million?
million
Yeah.
2.5 million credits. Yeah,
minus the king's 10%. Yeah.
yeah, that's some good seed money.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, everyone's got their gear, their suits and stuff.
All right. Ow! 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 Ah, I just ran over the back of my foot.
Anything else you want to do? What do you want Kirsch to do while you're going and meeting him?
Um,
Hang out in the
do
lobby?
we have him hang out in the lobby, or do we want him to just go back and hang out with Jinx until we're done? Like we don't. There's obviously not going to be a fight in the middle of this restaurant. Or we're safe as far as that goes.
Would we
Like
want him there with us because he has information
that
about
that is a good
Red Thane?
that is a good point. Well, yeah, we could have him wait in the lobby then.
I was picturing if oh, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, well, your character token's a 40K token as well, right? So your design inspiration is
I just been like 40K is literally perfect for this universe, so I'm
yeah.
just gonna start pulling that.
I was thinking if you guys if you had Kirsch ended up having to get a suit, I was thinking about is him looking as ridiculous as Django when he gets his nice blue suit with the big ruffles. That would be Kirsch, just all ruffles. Very man out of time. This Kirsch. Okay, cool. Yeah, he'll hang out in the lobby. That's a good idea. Just you go there and there's like other bodyguards sitting in the lobby, like reading newspapers, and he just takes a seat and waits. But yeah, so you guys walk up to the Rose Pavilion, get dressed, or anything else you need to do before then?
I don't think so. I do think since we went back to the ship, maybe we run like minimal, like stunners or something like that, or your blades or something, but don't come in there heavily armed.
I'll just bring my sword. I won't bring anything else.
Okay, cool.
Take that down.
So yeah, I think we're good then.
I,
All
I, I,
right.
I do have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
So I got the cloth armor. What was the other one
Mhm.
called? Because I
Protect suit.
okay. I can't find it. I don't know if I'm just dumb and I'm just missing it, but I don't see anything named Protect Suit.
Is it? Are you on the gear PDF?
Yes.
Let's see real quick. It
I
is
don't know.
page.
I don't know if I'm scrolling, like not scrolling far enough, or
It's like the third or fourth armor page set. It is page 10.
page 10.
Yeah, protect with no second T.
He protect, he attack.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, mesh, poly, post-apocalyptic. Oh,
Yep,
protect suit.
next one.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. I found it. I'm just dumb and wasn't looking. I saw the riot armor and just kind of like skipped over it. The bottom of the
Mm.
page. All right.
All right, cool. So yeah, you guys head to you're heading to the pavilion.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, you walk in. The building itself is kind of a like sort of futuristic. So the whole city, right, is enclosed in these. I guess the city itself isn't like in a big bubble. All the buildings are like sealed. So you're walking through one of the many tunnels that connect all the buildings or the many walkways. You can still see the sky and the Mars sandy um, environment, and you can see the Rose Pavilion, which almost it sort of looks like kind of a Sydney Opera Housey, kind of sci-fi pavilion-y, where it's just kind of like lots of swooping lines and curves that make up this smaller building that is clearly all dedicated to the restaurant. It must be maybe 2, 3, as many as 4 stories. You walk in and there's a nice kind of lobby area, and like I said, there are other bodyguards and the like sitting there, just their personal assistants sitting there reading newspapers, working on their little data pads, and there's a host at the front. Yes, how may I help you?
Yes, we have a 6 o'clock reservation with Admiral Deckard. I'm
I'm sorry,
Gene
Admiral who?
Starhart. Was was that not it? I
Derek
had
King,
Deckard.
yeah.
Derek, that's it. I had
Yeah.
Deckard Kane stuck in my
Decker
head. I'm
King,
like,
yeah.
don't call him Deckard Kane.
Yes,
Derek.
right, of course, yes. 3, no, 1 shot. That's fine. Yes, follow me, please. Yes. And he leads you off into the restaurant itself, and you kind of take a few curves, and you pass by a couple. They're like potted plants and things like that. Green decor kind of everywhere, which is a nice offset to the sandy orangeness of the planet. And you go by a few like potted hedges and plant trees to this small, or slightly larger space with 1 table in it that is clearly like they could fit 2 or 3 more tables in, but for whatever reason they just have left the space mostly empty for this 1 table. And there is an older gentleman in an Imperial Navy uniform sitting at the table, but instead of all of his like rank insignia and medals, he just has a small gold skull and crossbones and then a gold letter D. And he stands. Yes, you must be Kirsch's friends. Please
Uh,
sit.
Thank you, Admiral. We'll have a
He
seat.
looks a little like this, minus all the insignias.
He looks like what's his name? Sam
Sam
Elliott.
Elliott.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I used an AI art generator. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Does he talk like
Sam
Sam
Elliott
Elliott though?
he does well. He talks like a bad impression of Sam Elliott. Please sit. He takes his seat as well. So, what brings you to my planet?
Well, we've already been hunting a bounty. That sounds like you're interested in seeing brought down as well. So
Are you
we
bounty
thought we,
hunters then?
for the time being, we're bounty hunters. We're freelancers. There's some good seed money in this. That's what we're looking for.
Freelancers. He kind of looks at you. I see. How did you make a planetfall here at Thieves?
On our ship, the cuttlefish.
Hmm. And who provided you with the landing codes?
That was Kirsch, wasn't it?
Mm.
Kirsch, yeah, Kirsch provided
Yes.
code. Yeah.
So pirate hunters that have employed a pirate and are captained by another pirate.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, I don't normally go around hunting pirates, but again, you need seed money. That's a healthy bounty.
Mhm.
And it sounds like this guy's not good at making friends anyway.
Perhaps that's a difficult reputation to build for yourselves. To then want to spend any considerable amount of time here.
I do understand that, but from what I understand, you have a lot of sway here, and I was hoping that if we were to help you with your issue, that you might help give us a little grace in that.
Think we could come to an agreement.
And I'm sure you, as you saw in my letter, we know Miri is somewhere on the planet. We're working on trying to get in touch with her currently.
Mm-hmm. I can provide you with her whereabouts, her location.
Well, I mean, if you were happy to do that, we'd be happy to take it from there. Once we have her, we should be able to know where Red Fang's at.
Very well. Uh, information doesn't come free, even when you're providing a service for me. Hope you understand.
Totally. You're a businessman. We have to do business.
Assuming you return Red Thane to his seekers and do so quietly, that is nearly enough for me. But in addition, I would need you to not return here for at least a year.
Well, I mean, we're newer at this anyway. I'm sure we could handle going to other ports for a year. I mean, if you could make it shorter than that, it would be appreciated. But
No, that would be the time it would take for the city to forget that Ferric Red Thane ever graced us with his presence.
understood. Um, do we see any objections to that?
None here.
So the deal is that we take him out essentially with his blessing, and we can't come back for a year.
Yeah, and he basically, kind of what it seems like he's getting at is he doesn't really want it coming back to him, or coming back that he's
That
like,
he's responsible for it, or that he
yeah,
was involved in it.
that he was involved
Okay.
in it. Yeah, and so if you guys are gone for a year, it sort of just lets the dust settle and lets like the general hubbub to kind of move on from it. And if you the lingering or the threat kind of looming in the air is that he's powerful enough that if you did come back within a year, he might take exception to that.
So number one, how would we let him know that the job is done? And like we're not getting paid from him at all, right?
Correct. Although he's giving you Silverhand Miria's whereabouts.
Yeah,
You don't have
we're
to
gonna
accept
take
his deal. Yeah, but that's his offer.
He means just step foot, not like we can't. Like we can always send someone to the planet, or we can send like mail to the planet. Or is he saying
You
no
could
contact?
you could send mail to the planet. Like you could message him. You could send him a message saying like it's done if you wanted to. It's pirate espionage, so I wouldn't say like Red Thane is dead, but you could send him a message saying like
Yeah,
job well
thieves
done or
can't.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, consider our
your
deal
tooth been taken
closed.
care of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is giving us literal direct information to the target too, so saves
Yeah.
us possibly weeks of time.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear on that because for some reason it just wasn't clicking in my brain.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I mean, like, if you guys were to come around, yeah, I wouldn't like. I would probably not return to like the thieves
System.
sector. Yeah, system. But like at the very least, definitely not sending crew down to the planeters, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
see nothing wrong with this deal.
Neither do I.
then you have yourself a deal, Admiral.
Very well. She is holed up in the scrap heap in the lower cities while her ship is docked at the Skull. And she's been using street children as messengers to communicate between Mr. Vallis and Mr. Irontooth. But as far as my sources tell me, she has not left her hold in the scrap heap.
Wow. Okay.
And he hits a button on the table, and Gino's tablet bips with kind of a little location on a map with where you would find her in the scrap heap.
And do you know what kind of a guard she's got with her, or is she there solo?
She came down with a couple of her crew.
All right. Well, I think a good start would be taking those guys down without killing them. Show that we mean good.
Mm. Yeah, we'll need to come up with the strategy.
Especially if any widows are watching.
Oof. Yeah.
Do they go down to the lower widows, or they just?
No, the lower city is the law of the streets. So it's sort of anything goes except for weapons that can puncture the environmental seals, except for red flagged areas. The areas that have actual visible red flags around them. So typically it'll be a building, all the entrances to a building will have little red flags put in them, and those change day to day. So one building might be a red flag zone, which then is the law of the law of the lords or whatever it's called. And then the next day the red flags could be gone.
Ugh. Tedious.
Yeah.
Intricate.
All right. Hullbreaker's coming out then.
Alright, we're getting Hullcracker out.
Yeah. Yeah, the law of the lords. Yeah.
Law of the Lords.
And the law of the street.
Also, offshoot question: am I able to train, or how do you get your physical stats up or characteristics up? Is that surgeries?
Yeah,
Right.
like cybernetics.
Oh, all right.
It ain't cheap.
I just really want to be able to carry more than only 10 pounds. It's very limiting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to get at least one more point in endurance because then I would have a 0 instead of a -1.
Fair.
Get some adamantium skeleton.
God
There's
damn.
also drugs you can get, like they're cybernetic type injections or something or another.
Mm-hmm.
They can go +1 to +3.
For Lexian, have you been calculating his carrying threshold based off of your strength or your cybernetic strength?
I think I've been doing it on just my base strength.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Because I know the cybernetic gives my arm 15 strength, not
Yeah.
my whole thing. But I
Yeah.
completely and totally blank on what the strength
So you
thing
could
is.
sit down and pick up a truck.
I could sit down and pick up a truck, yes, but
you could pick up a truck by putting your elbow in the ground and doing a bicep curl, but if you try to pick up a truck, then your arm is going to rip off of your shoulder.
yes.
Because it's not. Yeah.
But what's the
There's a long there's a long Reddit thread about this in the Traveler Reddit subreddit about that, and so I still don't know where I fall on it, but yeah, the idea of trying to pick something up, but then you just throw your back out because your back doesn't have that level of strength. It's just your arm. Yeah. You can arm wrestle though. like a motherfucker.
Yeah. What is the equation for carry weight?
Is it? I think it's your strength plus your endurance. Yeah, because I can carry 8 kilos, and
Strength
I have
bonus.
3 strength, 5 endurance. Not your bonus, the raw
Oh,
number.
it's the raw number.
Oh, I can
Yeah.
carry
Okay.
23 pounds. Oh, or 23 kilos. if I
Yeah, you got a huge endurance,
Yeah.
don't you?
if I
Yeah,
don't take
13.
my flak jacket, I'm at 3 kilos with the protect suit and cloth armor.
And
New
I think
weapons.
that protect suit's better than your
Yeah,
flak, isn't it?
the flak jacket's only +3, whereas the protect suit and the cloth armor are both +4.
Yeah.
Yeah, auto rifle.
So you guys are still sitting at this table with him. Is there anything else you need to?
Um,
Like,
I
presumably,
guess.
you're having this whole conversation is taking place while you guys are having dinner. Like, it's a little bit more. And he obviously covers the tab, but you guys can have it's a fancy restaurant. You can have whatever sort of dishes your heart desires.
My heart may desire one thing, but my wallet desires else.
Yeah. Well, he's picking up the tab, presumably.
Mm. Um,
You can get space capybara.
Yeah.
Space calamari.
Space whale.
space whale. Shit.
It has traces of Admiral Thrawn in it.
The calamari does. Yeah. Yeah. Too soon. Too soon. You know.
Too soon. He's
Still getting
coming
over that.
back.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. He's okay.
He's perfectly
He's
fine.
okay. We're okay. He's okay.
Now, I guess we would ask him, like if there was any kind of particular contact channels he would want us to use.
You can message him from the link from the number he messaged you from.
Okay. So that one stays good then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For the time
I
being.
didn't know. I didn't know if he was using a burner.
Yeah. I mean, at least for the time being, he said you can message him back on that.
I guess not then. I mean, maybe we'll catch up with him in a year.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable leaving it here.
So we're leaving. You said it was at 6, so we're leaving like 8 o'clock or something like that. I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Um, do we want to investigate the scrapyard as it's getting dark, or do we want to go get some sleep and do it before dawn?
I reckon it'd be good to get some sleep and spend a day or two scouting, kind of getting an idea of what the operation is. What do y'all think?
I mean, sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Cool.
You also, as you're sleeping, or as you get back to the ship, for the evening, your tablet bips again with responses from both Valis and Irontooth, who basically send that they're willing to meet, and they send you the locations that you can meet them in the lower city.
Ugh.
But you have an agreement, so it's you have information, but you could meet with them if you want to, but you send all 3 messages out.
The lowly pirates would send messages at like 10 p.m.
Yeah,
Jeez.
they're just waking up.
Right before they go to sleep. Come on.
I mean, we have the option of meeting
Hmm.
with one of them and maybe getting a little extra muscle. We can't let them know that we know anything about that we met with the admiral.
Yeah. Though I don't imagine word would get around that quickly because I don't think any of them and their subordinates would be and up in the upper city anyway. So
No,
we
but
should.
I just mean when we're talking to them about, you know,
Right.
plans, we can't let them know that we met with the admiral and we got any information out of him or anything.
Yeah. Huh. So if we do accept their meetings, what would we want? What would we want to discuss with them?
I mean, the original idea was that they call Myria in through a messenger for a in-person meeting, and then basically them turn her over to us, which would save us having to try and subdue her.
Yeah.
But we could also go to them, looking for assistance as well if we wanted to split our bounty with them.
Hmm.
Like if they sent an extra ship, we could do half and
Right.
half on the bounty. 1,000,000 credits is still useful,
Yeah.
and we would be at a lot lower risk if we had an extra ship.
Because if we put them at half cut, that'd give us 500,000 between all of us, which
Well, it was 2,000,000 credits, wasn't it? The
It,
one, the
Two and
one
a
planet,
half.
two and a
Yeah.
half million
Well,
total.
two
oh,
two for
okay.
one, 500 for the other. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
So
Oh, I see.
but you could collect both, most
yeah. So
likely.
we could split the $2 million bounty with them, so they would get 1,000,000
Yeah,
if
just
they
won't
sent a
mention the
ship.
other. Hmm. The only scary part is if they're willing to accept it, because if we tell them that, then they know what we know
Well,
somewhat.
especially, I will say, the admiral thinks it's pretty frowned upon for a pirate to go after another pirate, regardless of what they're doing. So I guess asking them for help like that could be a bad idea.
Yeah.
They might hand over Myriad just to give us both.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you're fine. Yeah.
But
I think
these
I think
guys
he
think
he
they're
was getting more at the fact that you guys were coming in saying you were kind of bounty hunters and pirate hunters versus pirates that are just like turning in another pirate. Like
got
there's sort of like a pirate cultural difference. Yeah.
gotcha.
Hmm.
So
One is business, one is like enemies.
Mm-hmm. Keep it strictly
um
business.
does Kirsch know which one out of the two would be the stronger group?
Mm, they are, yeah, they're pretty evenly matched. Yeah. Um, although Valis primarily attacks Aslan worlds. He has like a sort of and he hires people who have like typically have vendettas with the Aslan. Not always, but like he hires people who are willing to join, but they typically attack Aslan worlds along the border. And then Hurl is just sort of your kind of classic pirate who just goes after anyone. Yeah.
So he probably would be the better contact then. I mean, we could totally meet up with him while we're working on scouting the scrapyard. If something good comes of it, then it might save us the trouble.
Hmm. Don't totally hate it. Yes, in all fairness, it's best to have more guns than less guns.
Uh,
Well, my thought is Red Fang still has 3 ships. But I mean, if we can catch his ship alone, we're okay. But if we catch him with other ships, then we're in a bad position.
Yeah,
Probably two, because she had one of the 3 ships, and
Okay.
her ship is on the Skull.
But then again, if we get Miria to turn against Red Fang because the writing's on the wall, then we have her ship. And maybe we see if she's interested in running a ship for an upstart crew without any.
without any negative
Ad-
ties.
yeah.
Uh, the only issue I see with trying to split the bounty is if they know about the 2 million and then they find out about the 500,000. Might they want part of the 500,000 too, or think that we're double crossing them because we didn't tell them about the 500,000?
I mean, if we're just offering them 1 million of the bounty straight up, then we're not doing any double crossing. We're being honest about it.
I mean, we don't even have to say of the bounty. We could literally
We
just
just
say, "Hey, we'll give you 1 million for this."
it yeah on successful on successful
On
capture.
Yeah, on successful capture.
Yeah.
But
So
like I
we,
said, there is the option of going the Myria route where we potentially get second ship working for us because we basically would be giving them the same mission we have, which is just to pirate every trade ship they see, and we'll take some of the stuff and they keep some of the stuff. So
Okay.
maybe I don't know.
mm,
It sounds like something for the broker.
yeah,
We
sure
are going to
does.
be brokering a deal.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure we know which deal we want to go with before we walk in.
I think a flat million would work out better for us in the long run, and trying to keep her on our side, make her see the writing on the wall.
Yeah, it honestly would sound a little best in my eyes if we just simply state, "Look, we have like a job to do, and we will give you 1 million if you help us with said job," and just leave it at that. Because then there's no talk of like bounties. So if they bring up, "Hey, I see you have this other bounty," it was just straight up, "We agreed on 1 million. We're not splitting bounty. We're simply paying you X amount." And hopefully they won't try to look for a bounty if we just say we're paying them. Thoughts?
Um, I mean, if we're going to go that route, I think that's the best way to do it. Just offer a straight number.
Yeah.
Um, it's just which route do we think is the better route here? Like, I mean, if Miri is just posted up there with a couple guys, we take them down non-lethally, kind of showing that we're not here to murder the whole lot of them, and then we might be able to convince her, especially with Curse there, showing that we also rescued him when Red Fang abandoned him.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe we're a safer bet,
You know, along
powerful
with,
player to work.
yeah, we could essentially just tell them like, "Hey, because we already know she is talking with both, like with the gangs. We could try to have the gang we go to set up a meeting. They meet up, and then we just simply outnumber them and say, hand over our person, and there won't be a firefight." What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, at that point, we're still bringing the other gangs into it, and
Yeah.
I think if we bring them into it, we're looking at giving away some of our bounty. I think if we do this on our own, we're looking at keeping our bounty. It's just which one do we think's more worth it?
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, if we can keep 2.5 million credits, the four of us split the 500K, and 2 million of it goes to the ship.
Yeah.
Don't forget
Ideal.
Drinax is or
Um,
yeah,
Yeah, Drinax is 10%.
yeah.
Hmm.
But if we give them if we give them a million, his 10% still comes from the 2.5 million.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Question. What if we start off at like 750,000 and then we have them haggle us up to 1 million?
I tell you what, we're getting out of the realm of my expertise. I'm leaving this. I think either route is viable. I'm going to leave it up to our broker to decide whether he thinks he can make this deal and it's better for us. Because he's also a military man, so he should know how we run the operation to take her out too, or not take her out, but bring her in.
who's the broker?
Briar.
Oh, okay.
I am the
Right.
broker.
Gotcha. There is
I
a I was just reading in the fuck, I have a book with me. In the one of the books that the proper name for the person who deals with all the ship's finances is the purser or the purser. Yeah.
okay.
Very fun book. Yeah.
Well, I would just like to point out that I have 0 non-lethal weapons.
You have your fist, and you
If we
have to
were
be
gonna
able to
take him
knock
out,
people.
if we were gonna take him out from any range, I don't think my fist would work.
Well, we're trying to sneak up on them, so I think the chance of it being close range is pretty good anyway. Also, Jinx has a stunner she could probably let you borrow. She's not going to be going with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can probably say that. Something. Yeah, the purser responsible for taking
Oh.
care of the ship's finances.
Let that not be me.
It'd be a good. Do you have the admin skill?
Yes, at 0.
Okay, cool.
So you've got admin and broker. You do seem like a good person.
All right. I guess I'm the ship's finance guy too.
You're keeping the books.
And you're also
So,
great with numbers.
so Mr. Bookkeeper, what do we
Uh,
think's best for our wallet here?
Hey, quick question. What's 10% of 2.5 million?
250,000.
Ah, I was trying to make Doom do the math.
Oh, sorry.
nah, I'm pulling out a
I missed,
calculator.
I missed that one.
Calculator.
My
Um,
bad. Party pooper.
as much as I'd love more money, it might be for now safer for us to have them help us lose some of our money and guarantee that we can complete the bounty.
Well, then I say the first thing we do is go meet with Mr. Iron. Was it Iron Fang? Iron Foot?
Turn
Iron
tooth.
Tooth.
Iron Tooth.
Okay.
Okay.
What was the meet? Did they give a meeting time or just a meeting place?
Just meeting place. He gave you the name of a little dive bar called the Bilge Pump.
I like
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the lower cities.
All right. Let me write down this. And the premise, just to make sure I'm writing down everything and make sure we're on course. We plan to haggle and start at 750,000 because we want to work up to 1 million, so we want to start there, correct?
Yeah.
750,000. Add it to. And on the basis of the plan, we're going to have Iron Tooth. How do I spell it? Iron Tooth assist us. My spelling is awful today. Oh my god. Name and target by Iron Tooth gonna assist by bringing in the target. And was our plan to talk to Iron Tooth and have him basically talk her into meeting, and then we ambush her, having him go with us to go capture her, just to make sure I'm on the same page.
I mean, we would like that to be part of the deal. That basically he calls her in for a meeting, and we're just there with them, and it's just a trap for her, basically. Not a dangerous trap.
Yeah, non-lethal is our big talk. Non-lethal. Okay. 750,000. Haggle up to 1 million. Talk to Iron Tooth and have him set up a meeting, and we simply just ambush and take. Shit, what was her name again? The target? I
Area.
totally blocked. Miria. Okay. All right. I think I'm lined up. I'm good. Anything else to discuss before we go to the meeting?
Don't think so.
Think we're good.
See how that goes. Go from there.
Okay. 1 second. Hungry cat. I need to feed real quick. I'll be right back.
No problem. Oh, goodness. My brain is absolutely mush today. I do not know why.
ADHD kicking in.
No, just I guess exhausted from the week. Because like usually my sleep schedule is I'll wake up by like 7 or 8, and like just because that's how like the time I have to wake up every day. But today I didn't wake up till like 1 p.m. for some reason. It just threw me off.
I just earned another stand goal on my watch. I've not stood up since we started. They're accurate.
They're stalking.
I'm almost done with my bourbon.
I've actually been drinking a coffee drink. That's out. So I may be switching to bourbon soon.
Oh.
Well, speaking of bourbon, so I'm in Omaha right
Yeah.
and the old so out here in the Midwest, I don't have to go to a special liquor store. Every grocery store has it. And the grocery store I used to always get my liquor from, the manager there actually had a kid my son's age,
Mm-hmm.
so we know her kind of personally. and she had a whole case of Buffalo Trace that she's holding.
Ooh, nice. Now, is it like
Yep.
all the different types of that Buffalo Trace makes, or is it just Buffalo
Nope,
Trace?
it's just a case of Buffalo Trace.
Oh,
But yeah, because I cannot find the stuff in North Carolina to save my life.
oh
So
yeah,
coming back with 6 bottles is great.
yeah. I
I
gotta.
drove right by your neck of the woods on the way though, because I saw the exit for the Buffalo Trace Distillery.
Oh yeah. I actually had a coworker who's been trying to go out and get Eagle Rare for her roommate, and I like had to describe the whole like how to sit there, how to wait, like what the area looked like, and
Mm-hmm.
describe like how it changes day to day. Well, uh, sometime last week, no, sometime this week, she went out and she got Weller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she got Weller, and she had to bring it to work today because she hasn't been able to sneak it into her house when her roommate's not there. So she had to bring it to work today, and I looked at the bottle and I'm like, damn, if I had a full bottle of Eagle Rare, I would so trade you for that.
Yeah, Buffalo Trace. I think is about one of the only ones I've ever got to drink from there.
Hmm.
I mean, I've tried Sazerac Rye. Kind of, it's
That
not them, but
yeah,
they're owned by
it's
Sazerac.
not them. That's Louisiana, New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eagle Rare, EH Taylor, Weller, Pappy's, I think.
Yep.
Van
Pappy's
yeah,
is
like
the
Van
big one.
Winkle.
Is that
Yeah,
from the same distillery as
all
Buffalo
same
Trace?
distillery.
Yep.
Okay.
Blanton.
Well, it and Weller are made with the same mash. So
Gotcha.
Pappy is basically like super high end Weller.
Stag.
I never did get. I saw Stag. I never did get any. Like when it was on the shelves everywhere,
Hmm.
and I didn't realize it was Buffalo Trace Distillery for the longest time, so I never
Yeah.
did try it.
Get online and just look at the amount of bourbons that they actually make. It's a lot.
All right. So you're at work? Oops. All right. Kirsch's character sheet is on the drive now. There's a new folder on the drive for NPC crew character sheets. So you have Kirsch's information if you need it in the future. Um, I think did it not say? Okay, okay, it's saved. We're
It's
good.
safe,
Yeah,
yeah.
good. I didn't worry about putting in like tech levels of things and all that stuff because he's an NPC. He doesn't need all the detailed.
Hirsch ain't too smart.
No, no, Kirsch is not. Yeah,
He also has some pretty bad charisma.
he's got 10. That's his social.
It says he has a 3.
For social, yeah.
Yeah. Charisma.
His charisma's down at the bottom. No, they're separate.
Yeah. Oh. I thought that charisma was supposed to take the place of social.
It does, but if you were to like if you have a charisma skill and you need to use social, there's a conversion.
Okay.
So and NPCs just have both. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Damn, he's
But
persuasive though.
yeah. Yeah.
Man knows how to talk to people.
He also knows how to
Alrighty.
pilot the ship better than I do.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna need a job for him.
Well, I mean, he also has 2 in turret gunner. So
Oh,
I think that's what we were planning on having him do.
oh, that's right.
One
Because
of the
we got to get
turrets.
that. Yeah, we got to get the other turret up and running, fully up and running, and then we can do that.
I think right
Because
now
we have it
each.
where it fires front ways right now, I
Yeah,
think.
Mm-hmm.
but I mean we do have 2 turrets.
So I feel like having Courage come along with this one is just fine.
I agree.
All right, heading to the bilge pump.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I just randomly had a thought and a question. Uh, we said the Mergen Consortium was a bunch of mercenaries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could we sign up to be mercenaries?
Um.
Take on jobs?
Yeah, but that might.
No,
In a year we can.
in a year, like way in the
Yeah.
future now, like.
Well, but it also might cause some conflicts with your agreement with King Oleb.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
if we have multiple ships, one ship could be doing stuff for Mergen, and
Mm-hmm.
then the rest of them are going a Viking.
Yeah. Yeah. That could work. You could do that. You could try that.
Yeah. Brain
we'd
thoughts
also
occasionally
just
do
turn on
work.
the king and keep his ship.
Ooh.
Buy our own
It's
ship
true.
and give him his ship back.
No, we just keep his ship. What's he gonna do? They ain't got no. They don't have a fleet to come after us.
Man.
Look, they gave us their last hope. They don't have a new one.
All right. Yeah. So you guys make your way down to the lower city, and yeah, you're kind of like walking through the kind of the buildings in the lower city are kind of cramped together, and you guys all have whenever you have the like respirators or breathers and everything, you have to pop those back in, and there's a little kind of somebody's tagged over it, and then they've kind of like pressure washed off of the sign for the bilge pump, and the door there is the door's locked.
Seems they're closed for business.
Oh,
I'm assuming
try.
not our business.
Yeah, try knocking. He's probably in there.
Yeah, a little slot opens up. What's your business?
We're here to meet with Iron Tooth.
Yeah, who are you?
My name is Briar Lockhart.
Uh-huh. That's supposed to mean something to me?
Well, we have a scheduled meeting, and I'll turn over to. Shit, give me one moment. Uh, is the mail we sent like on a phone or something? Like, can we just show him the
On
On a
my
message?
tablet,
tablet,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bring up the tablet.
Okay. Wait here. He shuts the slat, and walks off.
Ugh, they don't
First
even
time
tell
doing
their.
anything seedy, right?
Comes back, and you hear the like ka-chunk ka-chunk of like deadbolts being thrown back, and the door opens up. Let's go. He
Right.
leads you in, and there's a jukebox playing some bum, 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 ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na in the background, and there are pirates at the various tables drinking and smoking cigars, and just kind of everyone's kind of quietly like simmering. And off in the corner, one of the corner booths is this like giant Aslan with a big sword that's like resting on the back of the booth behind him. And he's just kind of looking at you, and you can just kind of hear the low like growl that he's like letting out of his throat as he's watching you approach.
I guess since I'm the one that contacted him, I'll greet him. I'll
Mhm.
hand it over to the broker afterwards.
Probably be best.
As we walk up, I don't know, ask them greetings and stuff, so I'll just nod my head a little bit. Mr. Ironfoot, I'm
Iron Tooth!
our
How dare you! And he stands and grabs his sword and slams it down on the table and cuts the metal table in half. Well,
God damn.
yeah, he cuts the metal table in half.
Oh,
You come in here and insult me like this?
no insult. I'm just not the best with names. I'm sorry. Iron Tooth. Not forget it again.
He's growling. Yeah, it was pumping out jizz. It's a jizz box. He's a jizz hound. He's or jizz fiend. Yeah. He's a connoisseur.
Do not call him a jizz hound. He would not like that.
And like one of the other pirates kind of like tries to calm him down, and he just like shoves them aside, and they fall backwards over the booth. And he's just breathing heavily and growling.
Oh.
Put my iron foot in your ass. You insult me like this. Will you give me a diplomat check
Okay.
or persuade? In?
You want persuade or diplomat? Is it a choice or?
Yeah, it's a choice.
Okay, we'll go diplomats then and that.
Maybe a very short meeting.
5 + 3 and 8.
Okay. He kind of calms down and sits at the broken table.
I guess I'll have a seat at the broken table as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have Briar sit closer to him. He's going to be the one talking business, and I'll just tell the good Mr. Irontooth that I'll let him do the talking from here.
He nods his head and turns his eyes on Briar. Just staring at you, growling.
I apologize for the rudeness of my partner, Sir Irontooth. We
He's his face is looking at you, but his eyes are still looking off to the side, looking at Gino. He's just all teeth.
Well, we were hoping to have your help in a little personal business that we need to take care of. And we hear that you're in contacts with Mira. Is this true?
Will you guys give me a? You can all give me this check. It would be. What would it be? Just, I guess, just pure straight education, unless someone has like science, xenology, but
No, I've got biology.
no, yeah.
An
But I
education
don't
check?
know if that gives me. Does that give me a 0 in all sciences though? Because
Yeah, it does.
I guess I'd have a 0 in xenology.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much straight education roll at that point anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's education's our only modifier.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a 6.
I have an 11.
I also have an 11.
Okay.
You guys both rolled an 11.
Yes.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, cool. So, I mean, a couple things. 11's that's really good. That's gonna help. A couple things. You like going in, or at least maybe not going in, but now that kind of you've seen his reaction and like how he behaves, you know that like the only way you're probably gonna get through to him and impress him is gonna be through some sort of like, not necessarily a show of strength, but you need to like match his kind of like his energy without insulting him. You don't want to insult him. Aslans are like tremendously prideful and easy to and quick to be insulted and don't typically handle insults very well. But like
you kind of have to come at him with with some level of authority, present yourself with some level of authority. So it's more like when you're making a persuade check, you're going to be using strength rather than intellect, basically with him. You're still using your persuade skill, you're still talking, but you're using your strength. Yeah.
Strength?
Yes, they are prideful. Yeah, strength. um,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Uh, and the other thing is with the 11s, which is helpful, is that Aslans have this they have like an innate need or desire, like like a genetic need, a desire for territory. And as a pirate, he doesn't have any territory, so that's another thing that is a potential like bargaining chip with him. If you don't currently have any territory, but if you had territory to like offer him, even though his like human followers might not get it, that's something he would definitely get.
So would
But
we
sorry,
be? Would
yeah.
we be? No, we're supposed. Now, how's that work? I know we're supposed to be trying to recruit like pirates and such like that,
Hmm.
but at the same time, we're not supposed to be letting people know we're working for the King of Drinax. So
Hmm.
I don't quite
Yeah,
know how we.
you kind of do and you don't, right? Like some people are going to need to know because you're going to need to like get some like planets are going to functionally need to know because you're going to need to like develop that relationship, and it's a matter of like um trying to disconnect your identities from when you're interacting as diplomats versus your identities when you're acting as pirates, which is part of the thing with the ship too, is like you don't want to take the ship to your diplomat meetings as well as your pirate meetings, although this is a pirate diplomat meeting, so it's a little different. But you are going to like there are at times you're probably going to have to openly act in the name of the Kingdom of Drinax, but not as pirates. Yeah. And like the whole thing, this whole mission and the bounty, that is being done in the name of Drinax because you are the job was given to you by the princess. So she is like they're going to be the planets are going to like their relationship with Drinax is going to benefit from that positively because you're not going there as pirates, you're going there as bounty hunters.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I
As you were.
think I left off on a statement.
So shit. God damn it. Well, no, hang on. We got two people good with blades here. Dude just pulled out a sword and chopped the table in half.
Mm-hmm.
Would
Oh boy.
having a duel, would having a duel with him be like worthwhile?
Do I need to pull out a sword and chop a table in half?
I mean, totally could do that.
I totally could.
Chop
You
two
could.
tables in half.
Just like reach over with my
You, you
robotic
just
arm and just shoot right through another table.
you just jump up out of your chair and like slice another table and another seat in half and be like, "We got business here."
You can try it. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't be, but
I have a feeling we might not make it out the front door.
if you roll 2 ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we started talking about other things, I had basically told him we are contracted to search for a target, and I am willing to pay if he's able to assist us in non-lethally acquiring Mira. I'll say acquiring.
Hmm. Will you give me a persuade check with strength?
Yep. Let's see. My persuade. Where is persuade on here? 0. All right,
Well, he's trying to
-2.
broker a deal, so wouldn't it be a broker check?
No,
Or
it's
are
still
we
yeah.
A 5.
A 5.
Yep.
He like leans, over the broken table, like putting his hands on, on like two of the like more firm pieces that are still upright. And he takes a big sniff. And, I can smell your fear, puny man. And God, what's that production company? MGM. He MGM line roars in your face.
And at that point, I'm gonna like start nudging Lexi in like with my elbow, like because he's our muscle.
Mhm.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, because I'm a broker. I don't have much in the way of intimidation or uh talking
I do.
beyond.
Do I need to make like an intimidation check? I don't have intimidation. Where? What? Don't have
Uh,
deception.
You've got streetwise, don't
I
you?
have
Like I mean,
streetwise at 0. All of my stuff is at 0 or
but
1.
but even a streetwise check with an Aslan would be with strength. I'm assuming, wouldn't it be?
You're probably
yeah.
still looking at another persuasion check or persuade check.
Do you
I
have
I
persuade?
have nothing.
Okay.
I have nothing in persuade. I don't even have a 0.
Shit. I can do a persuade check, but I have a -1 in strength, so even that one would be at a -1.
Like I could
Uh,
I could
I could arm wrestle him with a 15 strength arm.
I could duel him with dex, not strength, so that probably wouldn't do much for him.
I mean,
Or he'd be much less impressed because I'm using my maneuver ability, not my strength.
What was your education role for the knowing about Aslan?
Uh, a 5.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know anything about this circumstance.
so if I spend luck,
hmm
how does it regenerate? Does because it's not going forever, right?
Yeah, it comes back at the start of the next session.
Wow.
Um, so if I spend 3 luck, that gives me a +2. And I rolled an 11, so I do know that I have to make a show of like,
hmm
uh, okay.
I have a thought, an idea, a question. If I were to pull out, say, one of like the sword that I'm currently carrying, the officer sword, and I were to say, lay it on the table, and
The broken table.
yeah, the broken table that we're apparently all sitting at,
hmm
and like just like say, hey, that's a nice sword. Would that do anything? Maybe, I don't know. Would that like? It's a nice sword. Can I see it?
Um, I don't know.
Waiting for him to say you can try.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. You
I want him to
you
have a
can.
full thought before I decide to do this, because my
Uh
other
huh.
option is just to take the sword and cut another table in half.
With your 11, that's more of a direction that's going to get a positive response. You would, yeah, with your 11 for your education check.
So,
So,
is
so
there
there
a
you go.
mostly
I'm nudging
unoccupied
you as
table
you.
here near me that I can cut in half?
No, they all have occupants, but yeah, one's
Uh,
one's less occupied. One has two people at it rather than four.
And is it like I would love to do this with my left hand because that has the 15 strength.
Yeah, yeah, you can wield the sword in whichever hand you want.
All right. I guess I'll do that. I'll turn and I will swipe in half a table with the replica officer sword.
Okay, you want to get your melee, give me your melee blade
All right.
check.
So this is where I keep getting confused because I know whenever I was unarmed, you were telling me to add strength to my thing.
Yeah,
Okay. So 15 would
you
technically
can
give me
still
a
add
plus.
strength.
Okay. So 15 would
Plus
give me a
four,
+3.
+3. That's max. Yeah.
Okay.
plus your blade skill.
plus my blade skill, which is at 1. So that's a +4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just have
With
to
the
beat.
replica oh god, if you roll 2 1s, the sword breaks when you try to do it. But
Well,
I hope.
Could I? Okay, I will say, Hetz, if if it would be in your character's like mindset, you could just like take my sword and then swipe it so that it won't break.
oh, it
Just-
doesn't.
I mean,
It doesn't. Hey, it
either
doesn't
that
matter.
or just
It
leave
does.
the,
It doesn't matter.
either that or you just leave the sword put away and just smash the
Smash.
table with
That
your
also be pretty
robotic
badass.
fist.
Oh, that's true.
At this point, I think I would just do it with the hilt because I rolled a freaking 11.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
natural. That's like solid 11. That's
That-
not with my strength of 3.
Oh, not with
So
your
that'd be
strength added?
15
There you
plus
go.
the weapon of 6.
Shit.
That's a 16 roll. I think I could just
There you go.
bop it on the bop the hilt on the
Yeah.
table, and the table would just shatter.
I think that's exactly what you do. You grab you draw your sword, and with like a wild look in your eyes, turn and just punch the table using the hilt of the sword as brass knuckles, and the table just like crunches and crumbles and there's just silence. And like at this point, everyone, like all the other pirates have like hands on guns and weapons and things like that, and everyone's just looking at you, and you just hear from Roll. This guy I like. Yes, all right. Whiskey all around. Yeah, and one of the like pirates runs over with like a bottle and some glasses, and like tries to put the glasses down on the broken table, and ends up just like handing it glasses and pouring them.
Oh, I can't believe I rolled that.
All right. What is it you want?
I think you're doing the talking now, Lexi.
Yeah,
Oh no.
You got his attention, so you could probably start using like your broker skills and things like that. Now you got his you've impressed him. That was the kind of the barrier you had to cross.
Yeah.
So now he's willing. So now he'll turn and like kind of with down his whiskey and throw the glass across the room and just start looking at you guys.
What is it you want, Miria?
yeah. And I'll like sit up a little bit better or a little higher in my seat. We want a very simple offer for 750,000. We want you to bring a couple people and set up a meeting with Mira, and once she gets there, we will take her and walk away, and it'll be as simple as that. You get paid, simply just call a meeting, we will be there, and we will collect her.
You gotta make sure you're not offering this money up front because we got it.
750,000 after we drop her off at her designated location.
Well, it's not her you have to drop off. Yeah, it's Red Thing you have to turn in.
Yeah. So
Ah.
after we take Red Fang's head,
Shit.
this guy seems like the kind of guy that would like that kind of language.
Yeah. I really wish I am so tired. Okay. How should I state it? Sorry, just give me one moment.
No, you're good.
I am trying to think about how I want to phrase this.
If we're all that we're asking for is the meeting, do we need to offer that much? Because I was thinking about when we were trying to get them to send a ship and help us.
I mean, would the small bounty just work for that? Would they take the 500,000 and just be okay with that? I mean, even just
It
for setting up a meeting, that would be quite a bit.
might not hurt to just say that. Tell them we will basically give them a bounty. So, okay. Is the idea basically just give them a bounty to set up the meeting and hand over Mira?
Give
Is
them the
that?
small bounty for setting up the meeting.
That way
We
we
Mhm.
could,
can.
I think we could say that up front.
I mean,
When can we get them the money though for that
I
bounty?
mean, I'm sure we can have that wired. We don't have to do it in person.
Mm-hmm.
also just a quick question because I don't know the economics of the game. What is
Hmm.
considered a lot of money?
I mean, it depends. Yeah, I mean,
So like, I noticed things we were buying. Like some of it was like 750 credits or like 1,000 credits. So
mhm.
like, how would that compute to like everybody has like say an average of this amount in their credit account or bank account, whatever. What would be
Mhm.
a lot enough to get his interest peaked, but not us giving away possibly an entire bounty? Say if we could do it for 250,000 credits just for the meeting,
Mhm.
like we would that would be like amazing, great.
Yeah.
But like if we have to give out the 500,000, like what is the threshold of a lot of money to get somebody's interest peaked in just setting up a meeting?
Um, I mean, I think you guys are on the right track. I think that also, the values you guys are throwing around are all fairly reasonable, and then you making that, or you all kind of, you've all kind of said it a little bit too, that the the money you would need to give him to set up a meeting versus the money you would need to give him to send ships to help you out getting Red Thane are two vastly different values. Um, so like 500,000 to 1 million could probably get you some help with a ship, but yeah, maybe 250 is a reasonable-ish amount for him to just like set up this meeting for you.
Okay. So, I mean, we could say we have him set up the meeting for 250,000, and then whenever we get paid for one of the bounties, we have that wired to him immediately, and then something like that. Like just that number should get him interested.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially. If we need to go up a little bit more, I would probably say nothing more than like 500,000.
Mm-hmm.
That way we can keep as much as we need, especially uh, for like ship maintenance cost, all the other stuff that we need.
Right. So, okay. Set up the meeting for 250,000 and we will wire him as soon as we can, pretty much.
And we will wire him as soon as our job is as soon as we get paid from the job that we're doing that requires her.
Hmm.
Or maybe not specifically that, because then he might be able to extort more out of us.
Yeah,
Like,
he would probably ask more into it.
I have a question. How many credits do we currently have?
I've got 20,000 on me.
I have about 40,000.
Okay, never mind.
We don't quite have enough for upfront.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking like a small deposit up front of like maybe 50,000, but that would take all of our money,
Yeah, we'd be
and then you'd get
completely broke.
the rest of it afterward. But okay,
All right. I guess I would start out with just saying if if you're willing to set up a meeting with Mira and let us do what we have to do, um, we will wire you 250,000 just for setting up that meeting.
Will you give me your broker intellect check?
Okay, 12.
Roll a 12.
11 plus 1 broker, so 12.
Nice.
250. Set up a meeting.
He holds his big, lion's paw hand out to you.
Call that a deal.
I will reach out and shake his hand and say, glad to do business.
Yeah, he squeezes pretty hard, but not enough to break your hand. He's aware of his own strength.
Now, how would you like this meet set up to business? Well, we just completed business.
We
Can you do
didn't.
it here? This is where she would normally meet me. She might think it's suspicious if not.
That's like a good plan.
Yeah, probably would be best.
I would assume with that we could easily have her leave her 2 guards at the door.
You don't want too much attention, though. That's the only issue.
I think she would be wanting that a private meeting anyway, so it would be
And then
probably more.
slip her out the back door, because if we go through the front door, her guards are likely to be there.
Well, I mean, after we get a hold of her, I'm hoping to win her over.
Fair.
I
Fair.
really think that with some, she can easily see how bad things are going for Red Fang.
Okay. Then yes, we'll do a meeting and decide, depending on how the conversation goes.
Okay. I will help you guys here. He'll to keep things not too suspicious until she gets there. He'll have to have someone at the door, and he'll be there, but he'll have the rest of his crew clear out before then. So this is the bar, and you can kind of set it yourselves up as you see fit.
We could go over into this this room here,
Mm-hmm.
and
Is this
then
the entrance?
Yeah.
Crap.
because I mean, if we're in
There.
this room, we're going to hear her come in. Like we're going to know exactly when that's going to happen, even if we're closed up.
And we have the entrance blocked off.
Yep.
So is he not going to have anybody else in the bar at the same time? Kind of like with his meeting with us, like there were other
Yeah,
people.
he's gonna have his crew. He's gonna have his crew clear out.
Okay, I was gonna say that we could like kind of like mingle in at the bar and stuff, but if that's the case,
If it's only
Eh,
us.
she doesn't know what you guys look like, so I mean, theoretically, you're just other members of his crew. Um, as long as you don't look, you're not all sitting there staring at her,
So we
aggressively.
could chill in these 4 seats here, or these 3 seats. Do we want to bring Kirsch with us, or
Oops, sorry. Yeah,
she would
that's
definitely
not.
recognize him.
Yeah, she would recognize Kirsch.
yeah?
But would we also need him
We
to?
we'll put him in this room
Okay,
because
Yeah.
we don't need him until afterwards.
And he's also been upfront that the two of them don't like each other.
Oh, him
oh
and
no.
Maria.
Him and Yuria, yeah, don't get along.
Yeah, seats at the bar.
He's gonna sit at a not broken table.
Oh
Well, I guess a not broken table. If he's sitting in front. Okay.
There it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, surely they would have had like replacement tables.
Replace.
I mean,
Yeah, they probably have spares. Yeah.
I feel like this is a common thing he
Yeah.
does. Is tables
Yeah.
and
It just has tables. They actually just replace them with slightly flimsier tables that are cheaper. Just because, yeah, might as well just not. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, it won't cost them as much to get the same exact ones every time, so there you go.
Yeah. There you go. And then why don't we give? It doesn't want to be too weird, so there's a bartender who's not that big. He's just he's also not that big.
Oh my god, he's a giant!
He's huge. Yeah.
He
There's a
just takes up
bartender.
the whole entire back of the bar, just hunched over.
He
waiting
keeps
for-
knocking bottles off the shelf. It's like Shaq. Oh man, the picture was always with Shaq holding the water bottle.
The water?
Yeah. It's just like a fucking doll's house toy. Yeah. That's so funny. He's so big. It's a big human being, man. It's just a massive individual. It's wow. All right, cool. Okay, so you're just gonna post up like that.
You good where you're at, Lexian? Or you want to come sit at the bar?
He's at what, this table here? I can't ping. I enabled something by accident, and I can't ping now. There we go. Yeah, so he's gonna be sitting there.
Yeah.
No. Oops. Again, I did it. I didn't mean to. I'll probably sit over here at this table. Just by myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone's just by themselves.
I mean, with everybody else completely cleared out, just him and then the three of us visible with the bartender, that's already kind of suspicious.
Yeah, I guess to make it more, because so his thing is he
Yeah.
just doesn't want his people involved in if a conflict breaks out. So he'll have like a scattering of people around, and then when you guys make yourself like present and apparent to her, they'll get up and leave. We'll have that. There's that
Okay.
that scene when all the restaurant attendees stop eating and stand up and leave, and it's just the villain and the hero in the restaurant. So yeah, so there'll be other people. There's people. No, not drawing. There's people scattered around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna
So you can
say,
sit at a
it's
table with
gonna
some
be
random
very.
pirates.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit at a table, just not actually drinking, but talking to random pirates. Even though my
Yeah.
social skill is abysmal at 2.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So he calls to meet. It takes a couple hours, but she shows up at the door. And is let in and brought to his table. Will one of you give me a deception check? Whoever has the highest deception.
Think that's Briar?
Yeah, it's probably me.
Intellect.
And it's just 2 dice, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You can take a boon for the setting. You should definitely get a boon for that. Like you're set
Okay.
up really well.
Really hope so. All right. Let's see, 5, 7.
Okay. Subtracting the worst one.
Yep. Yep.
She stops.
rolled a
She
1.
stops as she's like halfway to the table, and kind of like looks at some of you guys, and goes and sits down. What is this? Because she's talking to Hurl. What do you mean? She turns and looks at. I think what happened was with the deception check, it was Briar who kind of kept looking over his shoulder, like a little too too much, And she turns and looks at you. Who's he?
I'll just put my hand up. Friend of mine.
Uh-huh. And who are you?
I'll point at Iron Tooth. Friend of his.
Uh-huh. And Iron Tooth shrugs. And as he shrugs, his guys get up and leave.
At that, I guess I'll get up and I'll just casually walk around and sit down at the table with them.
Mm-hmm.
Lexian will get up with all the other guys, but he will just go to this door and just stand.
Okay.
I'll probably get up and kind of stand in proxy because by this point I feel like it's pretty apparent.
And as we all get settled down, I'll look at her and I'll go, and believe Miria, correct? I'd
Nods.
like to be a friend of yours too. Kind of what I was hoping we could talk about.
She's just looking at you with
So,
that expression.
Oh
Arms
gosh, you do.
crossed. Yeah.
so I know you're working for Red Fang, unless I'm somehow horribly mistaken. And I think we're all here aware that he's not got such a good reputation right now. Well, I don't know if you knew Mr. Iron Tooth here was aware that he has a bad reputation right now, but he now knows. So we're all in. And I'm just going to put it bluntly to you. The writing's on the wall with this guy. He's not going to curry enough favor to go after the people that don't want him dead. And you don't want to be on his side. And at that, I'll motion to Briar. You want to bring our new friend out, Briar? Maybe maybe he'll be able to give Miria a little understanding of how her employer works.
Oh wait, where'd I
Whoa!
go?
You disappeared.
He's
Damn,
Oh.
winks
that
out
was
of
a deception
existence.
roll.
Where'd I go?
There you go. You're back.
I'll walk back and give a little knock on the door.
Mm. He steps out.
Why don't you
And
come have a
glaring
seat? Why don't you have a seat with us, Kirsch?
Thought I smelt wet dog.
Well, I mean, this poor wet dog was sent to the farm by your boss just because he didn't do things quite the way he wanted.
That's
I
not the
don't
way
know
I
about.
heard it.
Well, I mean, you can hear it however you want, but do you want to work for a captain who wants you just do the wrong thing? He's going to leave you off in the middle of nowhere just because he's unhappy with you?
As I heard it, it was Kirsch's lack of leadership that caused his own crew to turn him in. Or to abandon him. To maroon him.
I mean, we could go that route, but that would have had them turning on Red Fang in their own way too. And I don't think they would have done that unless they have somehow had some sort of okay for me. Because that would seem bad on them to overturn the guy he put in charge and maroon him, and Red Fang just have no issue with that. That seems odd. That's bad leadership in itself.
Will you give me a persuasion?
Persuasion, diplomat.
Yeah, persuade.
I don't know. It's a pretty solid argument.
That is a pretty solid argument.
Um. Yeah, because the thing is diplomats, like the final sentence for diplomat is a much more formal skill than persuade, and this is not a formal environment. This is
Right.
Yeah. So I think persuade sort of fits more with like the nature. Like if you were having this discussion with a noble, diplomat would be perfect, And then you would probably use social rather than. I mean, you could probably still use your social skill or your intellect for negotiation. But yeah, I think you're persuade.
Okay, so I
I'll
will
take
use
in or social for yeah.
all right. I'll use intellect and persuade, and I don't want to fail on this, so I am going to spend 2 luck for right.
Okay.
And actually, I want to use the psi as my current luck so that I don't forget what my max luck is. So that'll give me a +4. With a 4 is 8. Spent that luck.
Yeah, good thing you spent. Yeah, she kind of like she looks at you and not she says basically that like incompetent individuals shouldn't be in command of a ship anyway. I would do the same if I was in Red Thane's position. But like you can tell based on the discussion that she's sort of just like she just doesn't want to she doesn't want to agree with you. So she's making her stance, but like, she does sort of get the point.
Well,
Would she be considered incompetent because she can't make a deal with any of the other pirate lords for them to take him in?
So you chime in from the doorway.
Sorry, it was just a thought.
Yeah.
no,
Figure
you're
somebody
good,
with the better speech could take over from that, and I don't know, elaborate on it.
I think I think he's on to something though, Mary. I mean, if you fail to make this deal, what's going to happen if you go back to Red Fang? And I don't think you're going to win any of these deals. I just don't, especially seeing now the only 2 people you're talking to now know who Red Fang's enemy is. You don't want to go back empty-handed, do you?
I think they were aware of the situation.
Okay, well, I mean, honestly, I mean, in the end, it's your choice. I mean, you're in a bad situation one way or another, but me and my friends, we're good people, and I mean, just so you know, we knew where you were at in the scrapyard. We could have easily rolled in, dropped your 2 guards. Trust me, my man at the door there could drop your 2 guards on his own. If you don't believe me, ask Mr. Irontooth here. He'll vouch for him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we could have easily did this the hard way, but we're good people. We don't want to hurt anybody other than obviously Red Fang because he's the one worth the money. I mean, if we could do it without hurting any of your crew or any of the other crew under his command, that's what we'd like to do.
What's your offer?
I mean, you and your crew is going to be in looking for a new job, right?
Rugs?
Well, I mean, I'm thinking unless again this is our intel, maybe we don't have all of it, but I do know that there's still 3 ships under Red Fang's control. Currently have one of them. If we were to take him down, take his ships, yeah, you take 2 and we'll take the one left over. Those 2 are yours. You can choose to work with us more in the future if you want to, or you can choose to take them on your way and start your own pirate crew. And you don't have to run around with Red Fang's bad name.
Yeah, will you give me another persuade, broker, diplomat.
Okay, I'm going to stick with,
Probably persuade or diplomat.
and we'll stick with persuade. And again, I'm spending another 2 luck. Then I'll have 1 luck left. I didn't need it this time. That's 10 plus 4, 14.
Well, okay, cool. No, you did. There are levels, right? Like, it was good. It was a good time. She has her hands folded, and she like puts her hands on the table, and like you can see there's like a little flashing light on her arm, and she clicks it and it turns off. And she let's see. Oh, what's your plan?
Well, I'm assuming you know his location,
Yes.
and I'm assuming he's keeping two ships with him at all time, the one he's on and the other one.
I don't know if the it's like Mary's Folly or something like that is with him, but he's certainly on his ship.
So we are even in a
Misery's
potential.
company.
So we're even in a potential situation where if you were to come with us, you and your crew, we could be looking at two ships versus one. And
Mhm.
I mean, personally, my goal is to come in there and deal with this the same way I dealt with you. To talk to the people there and let them understand that their captain's no good for them. Just have them turn him over to us. No bloodshed, no fighting. That's what I want here. I don't want to kill people. I'm a doctor. I don't do that.
Mhm. And I'm supposed to be doing this for free. That's the kind of employer you are. Or the kind of
Again, not free. You're getting two ships out of it in the end.
I've got two ships right now,
As Red
or a
Fang is
ship.
going to give them to you
Trust me to do what needs to be done with them.
until you come back empty-handed, and then you're marooned on a spaceport, kind of like Kirsch here.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, you're never going to see that side of us if you're working with us.
Right,
Again, once we're
because
done
you're
with
the
this
noble
business,
pirates.
I like to think so. I mean, I am of noble blood.
She rolls her eyes. Yeah.
But again, our offer is that once this is done, those ships are yours. They're not Red Fang's for you to do with as he would have you do. They're yours. You can choose to keep working for us. You can choose to take those two ships and go on your way and use them however you please. Again, without having to worry about his baggage. I feel like that's a pretty good deal.
If I jump to his location with another ship joining me, he's gonna know something's up. What am I supposed to tell him when I have another ship with me as I approach? And it's not one of Valis's or Pearl's here.
Uh, Now we need to borrow one of Kroll's ships again. That would work really well.
You could go with me on my ship. She looks at you.
You want me to step on your ship alone and
Your
go in?
friends could come too.
Well, yes, I understand that,
Except
but you're
except
asking.
that one. She looks at Kirsch. You can leave him behind. Kirsch
Well,
kind of growls under his breath, or tries to growl under his breath. Which yeah.
that'd probably be in the best interest anyway. I mean, that would be starting out on a terrible foot. No offense, Kirsch, but there is some bad blood there amongst you and some of the crew. Sounds like. And I have your word. How do I have your word that we're not going to roll in there on your ship with no other way out, and you're not just going to turn on us and hand us over to Red Fang?
It was your agreement. I'm just going along with it.
But your plan puts us in a seriously bad spot if you decide to go back on your agreement.
I guess I'll have to be a noble pirate too.
mean, it's an option. Still thinking about how we get both ships there because I'd rather have more firepower than less. Again, I don't want to use it, but threat of force and all as something in its own right.
So, hypothetically speaking, it takes a week for jumping.
Hmm.
Say if a ship waits an extra day after a certain ship leaves, and she gives us the second ship the location, could we possibly have him like the second ship jump in a day later? So we would
Yeah,
technically have both ships there, only one would show up first, and then we do our business, possibly get Red Fang. If anything goes wrong, second ship's on its way, right there.
a day later.
A day later. Yeah.
I mean, it's a day plus or minus, depending on just the nature of jump space. It's yeah, there's some
Yeah.
variance to it.
So you
Yeah.
could be a day late and a dollar short.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Adding on to that,
like
if a ship was to jump and then another would jump an hour after, what would
mhm.
be like a rough guesstimate for how long that ship would actually arrive? Because like I know if they jump directly an hour, there's no guarantee it'll be 1 hour difference.
Yeah, the ship that jumped an hour later could still arrive a couple hours before. That's
Oh,
just
I see.
that's yeah the it's like one it's like 100 something hours plus or minus 2D or 3D. One some D6, yeah.
Is it possible we could have the other ship jump out out of sonar range? So then it's essentially hovering out in the distance, and if
Mhm.
we need it, it can be on standby opposed to it jumping, you know, from a week out.
And we could set our coordinates a good ways off.
Yeah, because that'd be safer than trying to coordinate a jump because we don't know if we'd be able to actually get the other ship there at the time we want.
Uh, Sorry, I gotta use the restroom real quick while you guys are just talking about your plan. But all good ideas, always.
Alternatively, we could just have a shit ton of men on board, like of our men on board, and
There are only what 5 of us total now
yeah, we
with Kirst.
with that we'd have to hire a couple people to tag along
Yes.
because if we were hiring them, they have no stake in um and
True.
turning against us.
True.
Mhm. So my thought is, how does he know? Does he know all of Kroll's ships? Like, how would he know that we're not one of his ships?
I presume they're like tagged because like you can read the um tags of a ship as they come in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't have the hollow hull up
right.
or the
Yeah.
whatever it was called up. So we can't like disguise as like one of their ships and use a transponder of that according variety. Although
Hmm.
Yeah.
that would be good.
Mhm.
I don't know. We wouldn't be able to make just a makeshift repair and just like paint on like Hurl's symbol onto the side of our ship, would we? That sounds like a Henry question.
Do we have the finances for that?
Probably not right now.
Probably not. Yeah.
'Cause that's a little bit of an expensive endeavor.
I
True.
mean, I did get a pretty good roll there, so maybe we trust her to just all go on the one ship.
Hmm.
I mean, I'll be kind of standing near her, so if anything goes wrong, I'm killing her. Like
I mean,
I'll straight up try and kill her if anything goes wrong.
I will say too,
What?
we could always have a backup ship that states if we're not back by blank time, then come in.
True, but even then it'd take more than a week.
No,
Cause
like we would still have to have them come in and stay out of sonar range.
okay, stay out of okay.
Because essentially they'd be a couple hours out instead of like a week out. Which a couple hours is not ideal, but it's better. Well,
That would
probably
be
only
better.
like an hour.
So I guess in that vein, how close can we get a jump? Like, I mean, could we guarantee we could jump into that sector but still be out of Red Fang's range? Or is it because it's variable on time? Is it also variable on location? Like, can you pinpoint a location, like down to the spot, or are you
Is
getting
No,
some?
there's some variance in where you arrive in the system. Yeah.
okay, is it
Hmm.
kind of like how Star Wars hyperlanes work, where it's like you can jump from a certain place into hyperspace, but when you come out of hyperspace, you're at a certain point, and that's how their blockades work, because they're always staring at the hyperspace exit point.
Um.
So would it be kind of like that, where we like you're kind of coming out in a very similar spot, or
Yeah, based on the like the direction you're coming from, you would come out in like a general like direction relative to your target, but how close or far you are from that target can vary. So like, which is why I mean, so converting it to like to Star Wars, like if you're gonna do a blockade like that in Traveler, you set your ships well within the 100 diameter limit because the gravity well would force a jump bubble to fall apart anyway. So most people like it's really rare to jump within to mess up so much that you end up within the 100 diameter limit. Typically, if you not miss jump, but if you get your jump kind of wrong, you might end up kind of far back and have to like just use um
sublights to get in
your yeah, your
So
yeah, your end reps.
we could jump into that sector and then like
one
maybe
turn?
me and Lexian like hop on her ship once we get there, and then ride into Red Fang's area and leave the cuttlefish on the outskirts.
Possibly.
Um, I guess I'd kind of ask Miria because obviously we've not made a deal yet. She's not going to give a location away, but spitballing, what kind of detection abilities are we looking at here? Like, I mean, he can't police the entire sector.
No, I mean his ship is as far as I know is he's landed on one of the gas the moons of the system's gas giant, and if he were to do a sensor scan and ships were coming towards him, he might flee.
We just have to not jump toward the gas giant. I think that could work if we all, because we could all ride in on the cuttlefish then, like jump in somewhere nowhere near the gas giant, and then maybe Lexian and me switch over to her ship, ride in, try to do things the diplomatic way, have Briar, Jinx, and Kirsch back on the cuttlefish in case things aren't going right. They can come in like later as cavalry.
Yeah, I mean the distances you're talking about, it would take them hours to get there. So if a fight does break out, you guys have to hold out for a couple hours.
Yeah, I was just thinking
Space distance.
that they're at least there. They know where we're at, and they could like do a rescue mission if required.
Hmm.
Hmm.
What do we think, Mr. Naval Officer?
In all
Do you have
honesty,
do you have naval tactics? You have naval tactics, don't you?
Yes, I have one in naval tactics, and then two in leadership. Honestly, as much as I really hate to say it, it really does sound like the best course of action would be all of us pile on her ship and have have one person who get us like pilot us out, but all of us pile onto her ship and he essentially ferries us in. Because no matter which other way we go about it, if he spots our ship coming in, we're kind of screwed over because he knows something's up. If we get into a battle and we call in the secondary ship, I mean, we're talking about hours. I don't know if we can even hold out for hours on our own without that backup. Because the fight would be over by the time they arrived. Um,
All right. Well, I mean, I guess if we're all on the ship, then if we're going down, Miria's going down with us, right, Miria? Kind of the way that works. We all
that is,
succeed together. We all go down together.
she will be joining and portraying. So yeah,
Don't think of it as betraying. Think of it as saving your own ass.
If it makes you comfortable, more comfortable to think that way, sure.
Well, I mean, as our good captain would say, can't get nowhere unless you roll the dice. So I think we can work with this, Miria. We have a deal. Stand up and hold my hand out.
She stands up and shakes it.
All right. Well, I hope this is the beginning of wonderful relationship.
Yeah, she gives you kind of like a curt nod and walks out.
I'd like to go back to the weapon shop before we embark.
Okay.
Sorry, Barger, bark.
Oh,
It's another one to add to my tally.
That's a
yeah.
stretch. That one was a stretch.
Um, attempted at
Yes.
puns.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Uh, let me get the gear list. I'm going to be honest. I'm gonna buy some grenades. So if shit gets hairy real quick, we have some big area denial. Hmm.
I mean, do we want to set off grenades in a ship?
Well, he said he was planet side
On the moon.
on a moon.
Moon
Oh,
side.
sorry.
So he would.
So he's on a butt cheek.
Yeah, half
I
moon.
mean, let me put it this way: if we are on a ship and we're dropping planet side to go talk to this dude, I don't really care about his facilities. We just need him dead, and we can go out and retrieve his body with vac suits. It doesn't matter to me. If we're gonna put ourselves in a really bad situation, I'd like for us to at least have some, uh, what do you call it? Some good,
Insurance.
reasons. Insurance, yeah. And I'm also gonna buy neurotoxin, grenades. So we can, if there's a room of people, we could just chuck that in, knock them all out, and have it very easy walk in, walk out.
Do you
Is
think
it
we
the
would get
nerd?
any extra money if we brought those supplies back, or some of the supplies back?
Oh, probably, yeah. Okay, there we go. Trank gas. Yeah. How? Okay. It doesn't state But if I threw a trank gas grenade in, how many rooms would that fill?
How many rooms?
Yeah, like would it just fill up would it fill up like
Yeah.
for an example, like a cafeteria? Was it just gonna fill up like a office room? There's no description on how wide of an area coverage there is.
Yeah, give me one sec to pick up the blast characters.
Because I'm thinking if we can get the jump on him, we can like toss a I imagine there's a flashbang of some kind. Uh,
I would say it would probably take up 9 squares, like a 3x3.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Because like that would just kind of make sense.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
yeah.
so basically, like it would almost take up this bar, give or take.
the bar.
No,
No,
no, no, no, no. This room down here, it would engulf this room here.
like there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I heard 9 squares. I
No,
thought
no,
you
no,
meant
no.
radius.
A 3x3.
Total.
A 3x3
Three
Yeah.
by
square.
three.
Yeah. So it would probably take up this room here.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't do much more than that.
where can I find it?
Hmm.
Yeah, so 9 blocks total, maybe 9 squares.
Yeah, because I don't want to destroy the body.
I have another mechanics question.
Mhm.
If we kill him and then throw him in a low birth stasis hold, will that
Mhm.
stop the decomposition?
Yeah, I think so. Blast.
Radius.
Blast 9. Yeah.
Ah,
Within the blast score in meters. So, and each box is what, 1.5 meters?
Yeah. So
so
9.
I'm getting feet. What's feet to meters? How do you choose
Oh,
meters?
yeah, I have to do it on the map. Give me one sec. Square, grid distance, 1.5. Almost there, almost there.
I imagine it's a radius too.
There you go.
It's
Yeah, it's
in.
radius.
Whoa.
9. Oh. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
never mind. That is
That makes more
massive.
sense. Yeah, that makes way more sense. Okay. So yeah,
That
these fuckers cover distance.
is 13 blocks diameter.
Mhm.
Yeah, I figured they covered way more than a 3x3. All right.
I mean, I would kind of expect a 3x3 to be like that's its max, like its effectiveness, and then as it goes farther out, it would get less effective type thing. I know that would be
Oh,
kind of
nope.
difficult
Yeah.
for
It
gameplay
But it is
not
upon
purposes,
there.
it.
but
It is upon a successful attack.
So there's no guarantee it actually works.
Mm-hmm.
so you chuck it, but you
And if
forgot
you
to pull
roll
the
two
pin.
ones, that thing's gonna go off in your hand, and we're fucked.
Yeah.
I see.
You're gonna throw the pin instead of the grenade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull the pin, chuck it, and then like look down at your hand and like, oh
Well,
no.
I'll make sure to use my luck to throw them.
Or you're getting real nervous. And you're like, okay, just count to three. Count to three. 1, 2, 5.
One,
I
two,
mean,
fuck, I messed up. 1, 2, fuck.
I'm also kind of in the boat of like, it's always nice to have crank grenades on hand, so I'm gonna buy a couple just to have them.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, probably gonna buy 4 crank grenades. Probably only take 2, but buy 4. Oh,
Man, I
really?
don't know if it would go over well, but I so wanted to tell Iron Tooth before we left. Sorry about getting off on the wrong foot.
Should go up to the bartender and ask, well, what's the budget for tables around here? Because if I could come in and just bash tables, that'd be fun.
You know what?
Turn the bar into a rage room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I want to buy? It's a little bit expensive. Uh, okay.
So, meta question: are we thinking about doing this going there tonight, or do you think we should wait for a full party for that?
I think we should wait for a full party.
Yeah, definitely a full party.
Okay.
Yeah, because once we're done here, I'm immediately uploading it and having Courtney watch it whenever she can.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna spend a little extra money too. I'm gonna buy 2 neurotoxin grenades.
Those are I mean that's fine. You can definitely buy them. Uh well, yeah, just keep in mind what we know in our society with like those sort of weapons with what biological or chemical warfare. If you go to like certain law levels, I wouldn't carry those around.
Oh
that
yeah,
where we
they're
get more crimes
The
committed?
weapons
That where
dealers
we
like
get more crimes?
the best
yeah.
best way to put it
The
is the tranq grenades. Like, I'm not gonna carry them out to public. I'm gonna keep them in my in the ships. I'm only bringing a neurotoxin nade in the sense of if shit gets fucked and like
just kill everyone.
if I'm probably dead, or if I know I can throw it into a room and seal it shut,
Yeah.
that's kind of the plan. Like, if there's like 10 people overwhelming us, I'm gonna be like, fuck it. There's a nade going in there. I am sealing myself away. Last resort, if you will.
Yeah.
And then, trank gas. I mean, if you
Train
ever
grass is
need,
probably okay. I mean that's like
yeah,
yeah.
if you need to go hunt someone down, just trank gas and let that do the work.
There you go.
It's a lot easier to kill an unconscious person.
Yeah. Groovy. Okay, yeah. So anything else? Do you guys need to get any other equipment or anything?
Um, do we think anything else would be helpful? Anti-material rifle for business inquiry.
Mm-hmm.
Um, no, I think I'm good. I don't. Other than the grenades, that's all I really wanted. I'm still so tempted to buy a black powder mortar just to have one.
So what's the role for using a grenade?
I think.
Is that an explosives role, or is it its own thing?
Good question.
Well, I don't see anything that says like thrown, like throw a
No, yeah.
weapon or
There's no
something.
throne.
Yeah,
I I assumed because it is in nature something that
Explosive.
you throw, it'd be like a dexterity type of deal.
like an athletics
And
dexterity check.
yeah, because it's not really the explosive you're dealing with. It's really you throwing it a distance. With the only exception being like, I don't know, I guess I mean, would pulling the pen really warrant an explosive check?
No, yeah. The explosive. The description under explosives is the use of demolition charges and other explosive devices, including assembling or disarming bombs. Some examples: planting charges to collapse a wall, planting a breaching charge, disarming a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like yeah, but then there's nothing under gun combat for that. I mean, I can see like athletics dex maybe, but
Because I would just imagine it's less about like handling explosives, it's more about your ability to throw it
throw,
to where
yeah,
you
yeah.
want to go.
Wonder if athletics. This feels like a weird oversight to just not have a clear explanation of it. Climbing, juggling, or throwing specialties dexterity under athletics. Um,
Oh, I also had another theoretical question, which I'm just curious about for game mechanic.
Mhm.
Um, okay, so a Psy Warrior can teleport, and can you can you sabotage a ship to have it trigger hyperspace into an object?
Uh, no, the jump bubble would dissipate if it came that close within a like a gravity well. So they
Hmm.
would pop out of jump space early.
There's no way to sabotage the sensors so that they can detect when they're in a bubble. It's just an
No,
automatic.
I think it's a theoretical astrophysics issue of like the jump space thing. It's not like a warning device or sensor on the jump engine. It's supposed to be the like theoretical fake physics behind creating the jump bubble in the first place.
Oh,
Right.
so it says it right here, Section 5 grenades weapons. Right under that it
Ooh,
says
okay.
thrown grenades use the athletics dexterity skill.
There we go.
Okay.
Perfect. Good.
All those that are launched use the heavy weapons skill.
There we go. Thank you.
That okay. Would that apply to ships too? Like
What?
if a ship was in hyperspace and it somehow charted in a direction that would collide with another ship, would that still cancel it?
Uh, for the most part, yeah. There are some
Hmm.
like misjump things, but like yeah, you wouldn't be able to plot that chart in the first place, yeah, or you wouldn't because you'd be committing suicide or trying to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, that's annoying. Well, I guess at the very least, because my thought process was you can have a stealthy side warrior
Mhm.
set up a yeah, for realistic at least, you could have a side warrior hop on teleport onto a ship, sneak his way to the bay and set up the hyperdrive and basically lock himself in, and then teleport off the ship before it hyperdrives out.
Yeah,
Effectively,
I think part of the issue too, though, is there's so many people involved in making a jump that one person can't do the whole thing on their own. Like you can't just make
mm,
the yeah. I don't know.
mhm.
Yeah, I don't
It'd
know.
be better to sabotage than it would be to actually a bit
Yeah, yeah.
like pop a grenade in the
In the jump
core of the
drive.
engine, or jump
Yeah.
drive. Yeah.
If you had Psy Team 6. Just,
Space.
just an
Give
elite
him
group
one.
of
Yeah, give him one
warriors
for
that
that.
hop on,
Yeah.
make all like the necessary tweaks, and make the jump, and then right before it jumps, teleport off there.
Yeah. That's why you don't mess with those Rodani.
The who?
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 Hmm?
Who? 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 Who are you? Yeah. Any other questions or anything like that?
um, if you shot a black
There it goes. Seems like everything's working.
Even though like an object in motion stays in motion, but you gotta like it just goes in a straight line. Yeah, then that would be.
Yeah, it's more about
Yeah.
if you locked airlocks and you shot it into the other ship and essentially forced a hull breach
Mm-hmm.
and then just de-docked.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess at that point you might as well just throw in or set up a explosive charge on
Mm-hmm.
on a vulnerable spot. De-dock.
Paying roll 250K. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you even though you ended up meeting with having Hurl set up that meeting, you guys did agree with come to an agreement with Admiral Derekin. So as far as he's concerned, you still met your agreement. He gave you the information. He completed his side of the bargain. You guys didn't use that information, but he gave it to you just as a heads up.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I don't think we're making him an enemy. That'd be a bad idea.
Yeah. Oh, ooh, the one thing. So there's this Imperial calendar thing that is really hard to use, but it's supposed to be 4. I'll say we'll move it. Move the date. One of the things you can. Nah, I'll forget. Oh, yeah, I'll forget. That's okay. You can put like notes on dates on the calendar on Roll20. It's just some add-on somebody made or some like API somebody made, but it's a little too non-intuitive to use. So I can put a note that would be like your year is up, but I'd forget how to check that, so I'll just put it on my notes. But also something for you guys to think about. That deal was made on 078. No? Anything else you guys need to do?
I think I'm good.
I think we're set.
Okay. So yeah, next to pick up with everyone and head out to go capture Red Thing.
Yep.
I
We'll
believe
leave.
so.
I guess we'll leave Cursed with our ship. Well, we'll probably want to take our ship off Thief because we're not allowed to come back here.
Mm-hmm.
So we probably want to jump to somewhere else.
I'm gonna drop you to the map real quick for reference. He is in the Palindrome system, which is next door, one parsec away. I'll ping it. So yeah, so y'all figure out where on the big map.
Oh, he's close by.
Yeah.
Though we honestly do need to park our. We can't really leave our ship on Thief. What's under that? What about Voom? They got a Class B starport, and
Mm-hmm.
we could jump from there straight to Palindrome, and still be coming in basically the same direction.
Yeah, I mean, you guys could also jump to Palindrome and just go to the
Onto
like the starport there. Yeah.
and then hop on her ship and then ride out to the giant from there.
Mm-hmm. Did you pay your docking fees up front at Thief?
Um,
I
Remember?
don't remember.
I don't either. Don't we paid our docking fees?
I think it's the first time I've had you guys pay docking fees or brought up that there were docking fees.
I know we talked about it last session.
Yeah, I wrote down how much it cost. It was 3K per week, but I just can't remember if you guys paid for a week up front.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't think so, but maybe. How many weeks were we there?
5 days.
5 days. Okay, so we'd be out 3K then. Yeah, I can't remember us paying them up front.
Okay. So yeah, so to take off, somebody has to pay the docking fees as well.
All right. How much is the fee?
3K.
Okay. Let me take that out. Damn. Taxes be crazy. 3,000
Mm-hmm.
just to dock my vehicle? Is it
Big
a
kick.
is docking a per daily basis or like a one-time fee to dock
Weekly.
and weekly? Okay. Sorry, I should have said weekly, yeah, daily. But
Yeah. So who's going on who's taking the cuttlefish?
I mean, if we're gonna dock at Palindrome, on the starport at Palindrome, couldn't we all come over on the Cuttlefish and then hop on her ship once we get there? Or
Yeah, probably.
because otherwise, we don't really have enough people to pilot our ship over there.
Yeah. Then why don't we end off with the astrogation and engineering JJ checks. So we'll start with astrogation.
6, 9, 11.
All right. And then engineering J drive.
7.
Cool. Plus 7, 14. Yeah. You guys
Oh,
jump.
cool.
We will the familiar sight of the ship. You have the bubble forming around the ship and the ship kind of disappearing out of space. And that is where we will end.
Can
Can
we
we?
put our week of training in now, or will we do that when we get back?
Why don't we do it when we get back so that Courtney has a chance to do it too?
All
Okay.
right.
And yeah,
What happens if an explosive goes off on the ship like mid um jump? Do you just like slam out of warp drive? Like
bad
almost like
things.
slamming
Yeah,
your brakes?
it can cause like a missed jump, which can have varying effects.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because I figure that like if there was suddenly an explosion, you can't really just slam on the brakes that easily without tearing your ship apart.
No, you cannot. You cannot.
Hmm.
Where did it go?
I'm just thinking of a character concept whose his entire specialty is jumping on ships and sabotaging them to blow up like at certain times. Sounds like a
Yeah,
fun character concept.
terrorism,
Pretty much. I don't think
space. Why is
many
this not?
people would like him.
No, yeah. So I'm trying to put the note for thief about its like disposition, but there we go. I can do that. There we go. Okay. Little F in the chat. You know. Cool. Okay. Awesome. Let's see. I know 2 weeks from today is the 17th. How's that looking for everybody?
Should be good for me right now, as far as I know.
It's
I
good,
should be open.
good for me.
All right, I'll put it down. 17.
I already have it on there.
There you go. Cool. Well, then I will see everyone in 2 weeks, and we will go kidnap a pirate or kill a pirate.
All right.
Sounds good.
Have a good one.
You too. Everyone take care.
See
See
you
y'all
guys.
around.